Let me just crank all this up and see what happens. If we bust your speakers, my bad. Did that help? That did not help.
Test.
Let me see. I don't see any captions on the old Facebooks.
Yep, there it is. Got it. We
We
good?
good?
YouTube good. Gotcha now. All right, bet.
Yeah, we got some new equipment. Thanks, Tommy, for sending us that, bro. Really made us look great. Chop, we're saying all kind of nice things about you, but now that we back, I guess that doesn't work.
Yeah, good luck with that job.
Tommy with his Radio Shack equipment.
So we are now good to go.
Let's double check Facebook just in case.
Josh just said that we do have audio.
Great
Devin
success.
says great success. I do now see captions on my live video. So sorry about that, y'all. We should be good to. Oh yeah, good to go.
Case, you sound like a professional, bro.
I learned from Jeff Boggs, baby. Learn from the best.
So we should rehash that. So real quick, quick synopsis of what we're talking about. Or Nick, just re-ask the question.
Hey, Damon, didn't y'all play this weekend?
We are getting to be super professional here. Yeah, Nick, shout out all my coaches, Coach Murda, Coach Brad, Coach Tyrus. Jacob came spend Saturday with us. Jacob Gyro, pronouns pal, last name's pal. Sixth grade was able to squeak out a lot of close games. I think we only had one game that was double digits that we won by. The rest were single digits.
That's good coaching.
Somewhat. So, quick story. I was so aggravated in the semifinal game. I took 4 timeouts in the first quarter.
Whew. How the hell are you going to troll and call all of them at the end if you call them all in the first quarter?
So I ended up getting an extra one in overtime. So I obviously used them all. But man, it was pretty neat seeing those girls experience that. They're new and they're not 100% in the system yet. They're learning, they're gelling together. And then 8th grade, we had a very, very short roster. We were able to put together 3 quick wins. And then middle of the fourth quarter in the championship game, we tired out. We only had, I think we rotated maybe 6 or 7. That's all we had. And then some of them were the 6th graders that stayed to help us out on the bench, which they did a tremendous job coming in. And look, we lost a really good team. But Coach Colin with the Shockers, he's still a little butthurt that we beat him with the 6th graders, so he tried to take it out in the 8th grade. And he's not afraid to say that. So shout out Coach Colin. We're going to hang out with him this weekend at the AAU State Championship Tournament. So
look, my man over here is burying the little man. I called 4 times. You won a freaking state championship, dude. Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
I should have brought the rings.
Yeah, hell yeah, you should have brought the ring.
So quick story time. When we play golf Monday.
Yeah.
So we got our one of our mini group chats that we have. I say, look, I can't make it. I cannot physically lift my left arm right now. And they're like, bro, you came back out. So I took a picture with all 4 state championship rings that I have. So that's the reason that I can't lift my arm right now.
Yeah, shit happens, man.
Yeah,
It's tough
it
sometimes.
hurts.
You guys didn't hear the audio of us explaining what we're going to be doing today. We've got some sports topics. We got some little games. We've got some overrated, underrated. Today, we're going to be talking about Louisiana Towns. We got some sports topics. We got Not Mott's Mailbag, sponsored by Lafourche Concert and Events Club. I'm Casey. This is Nick. This is Damon. You guys already know that. Let's jump right into it. Who is your good dude of the week? Everybody name it. We want to be positive today. Everybody name a person that's done something positive during the week.
Are we keeping this positive? Because I'm going to have to change my answer.
I mean, we don't have to.
So your good dude of the week is not a good dude?
It's actually a good chick.
Oh, okay.
Caitlin Clark is my good person of the week.
Yeah?
Caitlin Clark going to miss a couple weeks of basketball with an injury. I think the first time maybe since early college or high school that she's missed an extended period of time. Why a good person? Her absence will allow people to actually give a fuck about Angel Reese.
Oh, here we go.
0-5 on the season, getting destroyed every night, and managed to go game 2 without making an actual field goal and only scoring 2 free throws in an entire game. Give me them B-bounds, boy. Let's go. Caitlin Clark, good person of the week.
I'm ready to leave. I feel like I'm getting attacked. Me, Sports World, Charlie Woods. Again, he didn't really like do anything good other than the fact that he shot a fucking 66 and he's 16 years old, won his first amateur tournament. The 16-year-old son of Tiger Woods won his first amateur tournament at the Team TaylorMade Invitational. Charlie Woods is a lot of fun to watch. Made a hole-in-one at the father-son tournament, 8 birdies, 2 bogeys, finished with a 3-round score of 15 under par. I cannot wait for you to turn pro, Charlie Woods.
My good dude of the week would have to be a local guy. His name is John Pete, our buddy, usually in the chat. I had some
That guy.
issues with my heater at work that I cure shirts with, and started trying to put it together. I bought a new one, started trying to put it together myself. Turns out I suck, and this guy could do anything. So he's coming to help me put it together.
So I did see your handyman skills on point when you put up the new group chat
Straight as an arrow.
podcast flag. I see that you just kind of put all the duties onto Jaro, who's in the.
He was
studio-
holding. I was
studio
nailing.
audience. That's what she said.
So why did we decide today when we were about ready to go live that we wanted to put Turtle's face on that crazy guy?
Apparently it works. We got a ton of engagement. So maybe it's not Turtle. It's not Turtle. Let me go this way.
Not turtle.
It's not Turtle. It's an AI turtle.
An AI turtle.
yeah.
It's a lot like-
So we had a friend of the show send us that picture last week, and I held on to it, and I just decided, we need some promo material. Go ahead and post that today.
All right, fair enough. It did work. I mean, we did do big numbers. So speaking of something that's going to do big numbers, let's talk.
Oh, before we leave,
What's
Pierce, great comment, Pierce. Shout out Josh Roos, and who else was with him? Pierce?
Weskovich.
Bobby Weskovich. So they had a vandalism that may or may not have happened a year ago or this week. I'm not sure which one. On the Golden Meadow Veterans Memorial, their stone that has all the veterans that passed away. And Josh and Bobby went out there and cleaned that up. That's I'll put that as my actual good dudes of the week and not just troll casing.
Yep. Why the hate for Angel Reese, man?
Why not?
I mean, she went to LSU, dude. We rooted for her when she won the championship, right?
Mm.
No? Okay. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, if you were rooting for Iowa, then it's cool. I just didn't know what the issue was there.
It's a lot about not me, but her is me. It's me. It's a lot of me.
Who started this?
John Cena.
And I hated him.
No. Who in girls basketball started this? It's not Angel Reese.
Oh, but I still hate John Cena. But yeah, obviously she did that. But
And she couldn't handle when she got her ass handed to her and it was done back at her.
then now that we're in the pros, we're having issues because we're not getting the same ratings. We're not getting the same publicity.
No, that's fair. She is a better pro than Angel Reese for sure. And she was a better college player too, but
I can't stand the game. I can't stand the game. The me bounds, the missed layups, and then you come out in the post game press conference and you say you're great. That's not very good.
when has she ever said that she was great though? She'll say like that, oh man, I should get the same amount of money or attention, but I don't think she's ever said she's a better player than Caitlin Clark, has she? If she has, I'll wear it. I don't pay enough attention.
Now, I don't know if this was an AI troll, but there's a quote going around saying something about they don't just watch because of her; they watch because of me too. You know?
Oh yeah, no,
you're
that's a
watching
real
because
thing.
of me.
Yeah,
No, not really.
that's
I could go watch your same game at a 8-year-old biddy game.
Speaking of LSU, we're going to start talking a little bit of college baseball. This is one of my favorite times of the year. I am not a ginormous college baseball fan during the season, but college baseball postseason is badass. And the Baton Rouge Regional begins Friday at 2:00 when LSU is taking on Little Rock. Dallas Baptist and Rhode Island will be joining the Tigers in the regional. They'll be playing at 6:30. Looking at the weather, y'all know how it is. These times are very much so TBD. We don't know. The one thing that is interesting, LSU is a big favorite in the regional. They are much better than Little Rock. They already beat Dallas Baptist, Rhode Island. Come on now, like let's be real. But Little Rock is 8 games below 500. Little Rock was 1-14 in their last 15 games before showing up and winning their conference tournament and making it to the NCAAs. So there are a lot of people that are wondering, Jay Johnson, do you have the stones to not throw one of your ace starters in that first game against Little Rock to say, but look, if you win the game without throwing Anderson or without throwing Ianson, you're good. You're going to be set up. But if you throw, one of your other guys, a Newt or a Casey Evans or whatever it may be, and you stub your toe against Little Rock, you look like a jackass. Will Jay Johnson roll the dice and say, hey, man, my third guy's better than Little Rock? They got swept by Nichols. Or will he do like he did 2 years ago whenever they were facing Tulane and say, you know what, I ain't leaving anything but chance. He threw Paul Skeens the first game, beat Tulane, got rolling. How do y'all think Jay Johnson's going to handle this?
So you mean you have to coach baseball?
I was told you don't.
Just pregame stuff. You do your little pregame setup, and then you leave, and then let the team do what they do.
My favorite adjective was when Nick throws the lil right before that. So this is the time of the year that I actually watch college baseball and just baseball in general. So that's why I threw that topic on there in our little note. So I don't know a ton about LSU baseball. You're going to be 100% the resident advisor here. Just some cool things. I really enjoy the regional. I really enjoy having the game plan, or having to, not me personally, but having to see folks game plan on, hey, we're probably going to win this game. We're going to lose this game and then go back into or whatever. But small bit of research. So you mentioned Arkansas Little Rock sitting at 24-32, Ohio Valley Conference champions, sub 500. They weren't giving them the national and the state media weren't giving them very much chance in that game. Dallas Baptist. That's something I wanted to, I guess, troll Nick about. A small school like that, Nick, they're always in there. What's that success? You talk about coach. I'm not asking you to get in player for player for Dallas Baptist's baseball roster, but
I could.
Hey, you know who's on that
one
team?
thing I know is Dallas Baptist baseball.
Andy Pettit's son's on that team.
Come on.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I learned that today.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
I have no idea.
Oh, Teddy Pettit. And that's not his name. That is now.
Teddy Pettit.
One thing I like about college baseball is that you don't even need to watch nor coach. If you get the Jimmies and Joes, you can make it to the playoffs, and then you can start coaching and watching during the playoffs. So my season starts on Friday. Go Tigers.
Fair enough. There's a Little Rock team that played in Thibodaux. Actually, I had a chance to see them early in the season, got swept. Nichols was not very good this year. They got swept.
I saw one game, and they had a really good announcer announcing that game against, I think it was LSU.
Yeah, Tiger Droppings gave that guy a bunch of publicity.
First time Tiger Droppings was ever positive about anything.
It's the highlight of my life, not career, life, getting pub from Tiger Droppings after that broadcast.
So I love going to these regionals and super regionals. I've been to a number of them. I was there, unfortunately, when LSU lost to Stony Brook. That was when
That's miserable.
How about that? You know, much speaking of Tiger Droppings, how much trolling whenever Stony Brook did the lap around and everybody shook their hand. That was one of the most crucial times in Tiger Droppings history. They were imploding, and it was beautiful to see and to hear. But I've been to a number of them. A couple of the Oregon State Super Regionals I was at. But just seeing that and knowing some of the results, you can't overlook a team like Little Rock. It's baseball. You never know what's going to happen. You only got to be better than them, and maybe have a couple lucky breaks over the 9 innings. My scouting report on Rhode Island, if you want to see it right here, is neither a road nor island.
They got 130 stolen bases. If they want to get on base, they want to cause chaos. They don't have a snowball's chance in hell. This is LSU. This is Dallas Baptist. This is everybody else playing for 2 and Q.
Can Dallas so LSU and Dallas Baptist played already this year, correct? Probably midweek game.
LSU beat them in the midweek.
Bad or not?
Yeah, like 7-3, something like that.
How this works? This is just regionals,
Regional,
and one team advances out of the 4.
4-team double elimination tournament.
Okay.
I could tell you what I think is going to happen. I think LSU is going to beat Little Rock. I think Dallas Baptist can beat Rhode Island. I do think Jay Johnson is going to save his 2 guys. I think he's going to throw either Anderson or Ianson against Dallas Baptist. I think LSU is going to roll through that, and I think that they'll be all right.
I don't have. Yeah, let me cue this up.
Oh, I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm with you. But look, great time for college baseball. I'll be in the gym most of the weekend, but anytime I could catch some games, I'm going to be watching some games because this is the time that I really pay attention.
Yeah. Look, the box should be lit. One thing that LSU fans are complaining about, far be it for LSU fans to complain about something, but Jay Johnson always does this. LSU fans are, oh, bro, we want to play at night. We want to, drink all day long and tailgate. Jay Johnson always plays that Friday afternoon game. And he says Well, that sets me up. We're going to get it out of the way early. Then we're going to play Saturday night. We get more rest. He says that gives him the advantage on the back end. As a fan, I ain't gonna lie, it is kind of a bummer. You got to go sit in the sun all day long and watch LSU beat up on a Little Rock team. But, if you do get an extra 3, 4, 5 hours of rest before Saturday, it does kind of make sense. And another thing, too, is that let's say it is raining on Friday and that 2 o'clock game has to become a 5:30 game and that 6:30 game has to become an 11 p.m. game. Guess what? Your ass is at home at 8 o'clock. They're playing till 2 in the morning. So with Louisiana weather being what it is, I do kind of see where he's coming from, even though it is a little bit of an inconvenience to the fans.
Yeah, and that goes along with the strategy, which is another thing. And I said it already, but just having to go through a lot of thought process of when you're going to play, who you're going to pitch, knowing that you're heavily favored in the opening game, and then you're really playing for that second, third, and maybe fourth game.
Yeah. So LSU this weekend, that'll be in Baton Rouge at 2 o'clock, we hope, on Friday, but there is a little weather in the forecast. Before we talk NBA playoffs, and we're going to be watching while we're live the Oklahoma City, Minnesota game 5, we got some news that broke here, and I just added this to the list, so you guys might not have even seen this. Will Guillory of The Athletic said that it is, quote, very unlikely that the New Orleans Pelicans are going to trade Zion Williamson in the 2025-2026 season. When Joe Dumars was hired, the headline was completely different, and it was basically like, hey, Joe Dumars is non-committal about Zion. They're going to be open-minded about changing the roster. Now the tone has changed. I think that this was pretty obvious when you sent him to the draft lottery. He was going to be back. But either way, let me ask you guys this. Okay, so you got the DeJounte Murray, blew out the Achilles. He's not going to play next year. Got Zion. You traded Brandon Ingram for pretty much nothing. You got an aging C.J. McCollum. You got the same coach, no salary cap space. Why? And you didn't win in the lottery, so you're picking like 7th or 8th, whatever it is. Why would next year be any different than what this year is going to be? Like, this is going to be another punt season for New Orleans. Even if you stay healthy, it's going to be 35, 40 wins at the most.
You mentioned something a couple weeks ago about Joe Dumars just kind of being stagnant. And this plays right into exactly what you said earlier. A guy that comes in, gets a new GM job, you have to make something happen. Their lifespan of coaches and GMs right now is very short. And the fact that you're doing absolutely nothing in change of the roster, doing absolutely nothing to free up cap space, I just don't get it.
It kind of seems like they're run by the same people that run the Saints. Like, hey, let's not make any moves. Let's just keep on throwing money at our old guys and just keep what we have together. Keep what's not working. Let's keep it together. Let's run it back. Let's keep trying to do this.
Like, in theory, the idea would be, all right, let's get Zion to play. Let's get him to do well. We don't have a whole lot around him, so he should get stats. Let's raise his value to trade him. But on the flip side, you're rolling the dice. If Zion shows up 450 pounds again and is hurt all year, then guess what? This time next year when you're trying to trade him, ain't nobody going to want him. So that's the risk that they're taking is that, yeah, hey, look, on paper, it does make sense, right? You got an injured roster. Zion's going to be asked to do everything. His numbers should be great. But why would he be available for his numbers to be great?
And you're risking, you said it, another injury. How many injuries can a human body take? That's another thing. It could be something really, really serious that you may get nothing out of them. The time is, but how's John Cena song go? Your time is up.
Time is up. Now. My time is now.
It's that time, Joey Dumars, the real Joey D.
Oh, what? That's blasphemy. The real Joey D?
The real Joey D.
Oh, I could argue the real Joey D is going to be watching his Huskies in college baseball this weekend, baby.
Did they make it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Joey D. Since Joey D was a player, that program has been on the come up big time.
He played 10 years for them?
That's what he said.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's talk some NBA
that
playoffs.
Was my favorite time on the radio when that dude was there.
During the commercials, just listening. Yeah. Looking like we got the finals pretty well cinched up, but I'll offer some commentary. I'm not fully sold on one series being over.
Because you called it wrong? That's why you hold
Probably
on?
So. Oklahoma City's going to get past Minnesota tonight. That's done. I'm not 1,000% sure that the Knicks can't get back in it against Indiana. I do think Indiana obviously has a huge 3-1 lead, but the Knicks only got to win one road game. The Knicks also are a big market team, and an Oklahoma City Indiana finals would draw about as well as an AEW pay-per-view. So let me ask you guys this. Are we sold on Oklahoma City and Indiana in the finals, or am I onto something that the Knicks maybe have a small chance to get back in?
Just because I like being right, and I called a Pacers Oklahoma City finals, I'm going to stick with that. Unfortunately, I have not had very much opportunity to watch that T-Wolves and OKC series. Did walk
missing
into
much.
the
Right, it's
hotel
not great.
bar on Saturday night thinking, like, I believe y'all. Nick said not even a gentleman's sweep. I was all about it. And I walked in and the T-Wolves were up 100.
100,
I was
yeah.
thinking to myself, okay, well, can they make this a series? And then they go back and play the next game, and it's more of the same. I think they just got hot one night. They can't consistently score like that to be able to make it competitive. I think on the other end, the Pacers play a brand of ball that the Knicks just can't deal with. I think the Knicks have a lot of prima donnas that are very, very much surfacing to the top, and the Pacers are gritty. They're gutty. They got a lot of role players that do a lot of great things. They got a couple guys that could score pretty consistently, and that's going to lead them to the finals. Can they beat OKC in the finals? That I don't know. Let's talk about that next week when it's lined up.
So my question is, okay, but like game 4 for Oklahoma City and Minnesota was a very close game. But as we were texting while it was going on, Nick said it, and I agreed, like, this is garbage. Why is it that the Pacers and the Knicks is so much more entertaining? I have a theory, because I can't watch Oklahoma City play. And look, I'm a Harden guy, but their offense is like 5 Hardens. Everybody's flopping and flailing and trying to draw fouls. And on defense, it's like 5 Draymond Greens. They got Lou Dort, and these guys are just killing everybody. You got Caruso guarding centers, just fouling them the whole possession. I can't watch the Thunder play. Like, I get it. They're really good. They won 68 games, but nothing about watching their style is entertaining to me. Like, they just are the team that has figured out the analytics and has figured out how to troll the system. And that's not entertaining to me whatsoever.
Right. It feels like their scouting department hit a home run. They play in Moneyball, I guess. I'm not sure their salaries, but they do like little things that win you games. It's not exciting to watch. They get to the free throw line, they hit their free throws. Just the other series, the Knicks and the Pacers, is electric. This one, kind of not. It's kind of hard to watch actually. But I mean, the Knicks and the Pacers, big shots, big stars, big city, which I'm kind of torn in that one because I love when small markets beat big markets. But I catch myself rooting for the Knicks because I feel like the NBA is a better league when the Knicks are on top or close to the top. They're not usually on top. But then again, I hate when the Lakers and the Celtics are on top. So kind of torn. But
Well, you should be pulling for the Knicks. It should
I
name.
was about to say they're named after you.
So I got a note. I do believe the Pacers and the Thunder finals may not be what's best for business, but it is what's best for basketball fans. I think the series will create an opportunity for the casual fans who will watch that finals no matter what, and they're going to get to see that next gen of the NBA, and it's going to be a very, very, very much needed jolt away from that LeBron era, and I think that may be able to usher in that next level and those next superstars. But so, Casey, I haven't watched a ton of OKC basketball, but listening to you talk about it and the way they play and the physicality and the energy that the Pacers play, assuming that they do get there, that's going to make for one hell of a matchup. And that's going to be a lot on the officials to call that stuff correctly. That'll be interesting.
If it's called tightly, there's going to be a lot of foul trouble and there's going to be a lot of free throws because you're right. Both teams are not going to back down. They're both going to be very physical. And I think it's going to come down to who makes the most shots. Right? But who's going to be hot from the outside? Who's going to get big performances from their star players? But the thing of it is, man, Oklahoma City's got this Jalen Williams cat that nobody talks about, bro. Everybody talks about SGA. Jalen Williams had 34 points in the last game.
that dude hits
He's
big
ridiculous,
shots.
bro. Like, and I think that they just got more firepower than Indiana does. But let me ask you guys this: at the end of game 4 between Oklahoma City and the Wolves, it was a stretch where for like the last minute, Oklahoma City's up 3, and the Wolves would have the ball. Oklahoma City would foul. Wolves would go make 2 free throws, then they would foul. Then it'd be a 3-point game, and then the Thunder would foul. Like, if ever there was a case for the Elam ending in the NBA, my God, we had a great game and we spent the last 45 seconds of the game shooting probably combined between the two teams 16, 20 free throws because the Thunder didn't want to let the Wolves shoot a three-pointer. The Wolves are losing, so they had to. And look, to both teams' credit, they made their free throws. That's why we were in this situation. But you watch 47 minutes of great basketball, and then you watch 1 minute of a free throw contest. Wouldn't it be so much better if we had an Elam ending and like you actually had to go win the game instead of just trying to beat the clock?
Let's put on a tournament this year and do an Elam ending.
I'm in. Yeah.
So, and
I mean, I'm not
obviously-
playing, but fuck.
No, we could go run it. So obviously, I'm nowhere near an NBA level coach or college level coach or high school level coach. Obviously, for the first time in my life, so for whatever reason, we paid $400 per team, and I give Nick and Gyro a lot of shit about playing in cheap tournaments. I need to go back to cheap tournaments. The first day we played old school 7 fouls and a half, 1-1. Why? No clue.
Yeah, so
And-
that's not.
And I'm
done
not
at
gonna
any
call him.
level of
I'm not gonna
basketball,
call him out by
college.
name. The guy that was officiating is a 2-time state championship winning coach. He won one last year.
Oh,
Why
I
we
know who
play
it is.
that? No clue. But we hit a three with 2.4 seconds left in the game. Coach calls a timeout. So I'm thinking we could foul here. Right?
Yep.
Put them at the line for 2. They got to make one. Hope to God they get another shot with the 2.4. And they got to inbound the ball. So I instructed my girls, let them inbound. Foul. We ended up not getting the foul called. We fouled the shit out of them, but we ended up getting it called and we ended up winning the game. But I just wanted to make that public that first time in my life, I got a chance to do that.
Hey,
And it was pretty neat.
While you're on that topic, I was talking about this a couple weekends ago. Abby's kid was playing an AU tournament in Houston, and she was showing me that it costs $80 to get in as a fan. What are we doing? Dude, like I could get season tickets of the Pelicans on StubHub for 80 bucks. I could go to 12 Pelicans games. $80 for her to get, and for one person, she had
So
two.
weekend pass, bro.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, weekend pass.
So wait, so for those big tournaments, you got to pay for parking as well.
Jesus, dude.
It's
Now look, we
Go
were able to finagle it. She got a media tag. She was able to get in, go take a couple pictures, get out of it, whatever. But still, $80.
there's a lot of complaining on social media about the prices at some of these tournaments. But look, shout out YBO. I think it was $5 again. I don't.
That's what it should be.
I've never paid, so I really don't know. But who's making the money?
This
Not this guy.
Not this guy.
This guy's out about $5,000.
But that's the thing, though. Like that's where I'm going with this is if the teams are paying hundreds of dollars to compete, why do we need to make tens of thousands of dollars at the gate?
I said it a couple weeks ago. Let's drug test directors and coaches. If you pass your drug test, you get in free. Free tournament.
I just wanted to throw that out there as I saw that and I was thinking to myself, dude, like I could go watch the Clippers and the Pelicans and sit like on the bottom bowl for $40. And oh my God. Anyway,
But you gotta go. You gotta watch your kids.
Yeah, you gotta go.
They're capitalized. on that.
you're in Houston and you're from Homa. You know, you can't just not go and drop your kid off. So yeah, they got you by the balls and they know it.
And you probably play a Homa team the first game.
You're right.
Shout out everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody chiming in. We got Tommy's in the chat. We got Corey. Gyro's participating physically and
Your wife?
in the chat. My wife's there. $15.
That's
Call me out.
reasonable. That is very reasonable.
Why'd you pay? We had like 17 coach passes.
Let's talk about this because the LHSA did some stuff this week that, on one hand, I think is good, and on the other hand, I think is ridiculous. They had a meeting between the LHSA and the Louisiana High School Basketball Coaches Association, and they addressed a bunch of different topics and a bunch of different things that are topical in the sport. One of the things that they addressed was the shot clock, and they basically said, hey, look, it ain't gonna work. The cost to put it in, the manpower to run it. We have a hard enough time getting people to work the game clock. Like, it just ain't happening. people are up in arms. Hey, there's 31 states doing it. Why are we not? Whatever it may be. But the shot clock's not coming. So I'm going to ask you guys this. Look, we had Richard Jones on the radio today. I was expecting Richard to say, yeah, I want the shot clock. Because most coaches, I feel like, do say that. Richard said, hey, look, I just coached at Houma Christian. I went to some little 1A and 2A gyms where we got like 7-year-olds working the clock. I ain't trying to have a 7-year-old working the shot clock on top of that. So that makes a whole lot of sense, too. I hadn't even thought about that. We're spoiled here down the bayou. We got volunteers and clock keepers. These inner city schools, not so much. So that's a whole nother layer of the onion. On the flip side to that, I called a top 28 game in Lake Charles. Team held the ball for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So I could see both sides of it, but I guess it's irrelevant because the shot clock's not coming, according to the LHSA.
Jones made my point completely. That's exactly the thought process that I had going. It is difficult to find people that could do that type of stuff, and then they got to be good at it. We have issues, and I'm just thinking about it as like a travel ball or youth ball or middle school level, which that will probably never happen. But it's hard to get that. The resources to be able to do that is pretty tough.
And I guess my question, Nick, is if we were to ever have it, like where do you set it? 35, that's tough for a high school team to get into their offense. And okay, so then you say, all right, well, we'll do 45, 50. Like once you get up there, it was like, well, why the hell do we even have it at all if you could hold the ball for a minute? So, what are your thoughts on the shot clock in high school?
You can't really go 45, higher than 45. I'd say somewhere between 35 and 45 is the sweet spot. But I mean, a lot of locally, we used to have with Coach Colley. He likes to run his offense, and if that first pass isn't there, we're going to keep on passing. That first layup isn't there. We're going to keep on passing and passing and passing it, kind of bore the defense until they let up and we get a layup. And I understand that part of it, but I mean, I understand why they would want the shot clock to speed it up. I hate watching a game where the team will just hold the ball the whole half. I think that's an embarrassment to just for that team and for the kids and for the fans.
You could go guard them though. You could go make them right. Play.
With the speed that the game is played with now, is aside from late game situations, is that really a necessity?
I'll say this.
I think it's a track meet right now.
I haven't seen anybody stall the ball all year except in that state semifinal game where a team held it for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. They were literally standing at midcourt with the ball, like the fans on both sides, like, hey, this is stupid. But again, one of those teams had the option to go and play man and get them out of that. They chose not to.
So again, I don't want to revert every damn thing we talked to about last weekend, but we played so many. I think we played 8 games total, so it's fresh in my head. We're down 5 with about 2 minutes left in the third quarter. We have played back-to-back tough games, and the other coach, he was a great coach. He was a really good person. I could just tell by just coaching against him for the past couple of weeks. He decided to hold the ball. They had all the momentum. They were beating us up and down the floor. They were fresher. We were in serious foul trouble. So I made the decision, sit back. And if you know me, if you've ever seen me coach, I never shut up. So I said, Coach, I appreciate it. We dead ass tired and we in foul trouble. He said, well, us too. I said, well, good luck, because I ain't moving. With about 30 seconds left in the quarter, they decided to move the ball. We stole the ball. We ended up getting a 3-pointer, and I think the fourth quarter was 10-1 or 10-2. So that can change the whole complexity of the game. Just holding the ball, taking them out of their rhythm. So if you're going to do that, you got to be prepared to make some adjustments and not just try to think that the next time down the floor everything's going to be back to normal, because it's just not like that.
I can tell you in the semifinal game that I called, that's exactly what happened also. The team that had the 3-minute possession ended up not scoring. The team that got the stop at the end was so fired up going into half, they dominated the rest of the game and actually ended up winning the state championship. So
it's one thing that when you're watching a game and a team has been dominating the whole game and they playing at their tempo and making the other team play their style of ball, and then they just want to shut it down like that and pull back and stop all the momentum they had, and just one little thing could completely swing the game after that.
Yeah,
no doubt. What was different about this weekend, Casey?
What's up?
We were not the most hated team.
Come on.
Like, it was weird. We were in a good place, and they had a team that just everybody just
they had some heels.
Yep, and they didn't win anything.
Now, on the one hand, we talk about the LHSA and the shot clock thing. I think that that's a reasonable conversation. Now, let's talk about this absolutely ridiculous, bonkers conversation that they are suggesting that these high school coaches have. They were discussing sportsmanship, they were discussing crowd control, they were discussing coaches dealing with referees. The LHSAA is suggesting that in an effort to remedy coaches and referees quarreling, that coaches practice arguing with referees so that they could better deal with tense situations. Damien, you coached with one Mr. Brian Kiley. Can you imagine a situation where Brody's the referee, you're the you're the opposing coach, Brian's having to argue with like, what are we doing? We're telling coaches, and that's literally written in there verbatim. Coaches should practice how they handle arguing with officials so that in a game situation, they're better equipped to handle it. There is nothing more stupid than that. Nothing.
I think he yelled at me enough, me as an opposing coach on the JV side. I didn't need to be a referee for him to yell at me. No, but that is ridiculous. There's nowhere on earth that you need to practice yelling at someone or managing situations. You can't get better at it. There's no way to replicate the intensity of a close game.
Right.
Somebody jacks up a call or a call that you don't think is worth it. There's no way to replicate that no matter what you do. The intensity level is too high. There's no way.
And if you're married, you should be good at arguing anyway. And
Or if you have a teenager.
right.
Do you want to hear what Brian's response was to that?
Absolutely.
He said, I will practice arguing with the officials when the officials practice not all watching the ball when a shot goes up in the air.
So he could say that stuff now. He's retired.
Yeah, so he says.
I'm struggling with this cup. If anybody's watching me, seeing what I'm doing here, I am absolutely struggling with this cup.
We're all struggling today. I got some allergy issues. Nick's always struggling. When in our little game, we're going to be having some pictures and stuff. I'm sure that's going to be a struggle.
Train wreck.
I am prepared.
All right.
Had a lot of
we're
free
getting
time
there.
this weekend, and I am prepared.
Hey, if you haven't checked this out, there's a lot of stuff that we post directly to our YouTube. A lot of the games that we play after we we recorded last week, but some of the games that we play, trivia games, just random different things, naming folks from crazy eras. Check out our YouTube page, Group Chat Podcast, DTB. We got a ton of stuff on there. Finished up some edits over the last couple of days, and we got some pretty cool stuff, man. We added a scoreboard feature on there. Just all kind of little zingers in there, some good dude stuff, some good boy stuff. There's all kind of little Easter eggs there.
Got a sports topic here to talk about. Olympic gold medalist Mary Lou Retton was arrested for DWI recently in West Virginia. Retton is 57. Golly, I feel old. And she is charged with one count of driving under the influence of alcohol, controlled substances, or drugs. She was released the same day after posting a $1,500 bond. Of course, she is a multi-time gold medalist in the 1984 Olympics and was a great gymnast. She retired in 1986. Guys, why do these athletes, do this? Like, I guess gymnastics, maybe not a great example, but when I see like an NBA guy or an NFL guy, like getting a DW, like, bro, you could afford a driver. I don't know if Mary Lou Retton can, but what are we doing here, bro? Like, come on, man, be better.
So I threw this on there because I thought Tommy would be on tonight and he could probably give us a better rundown than what we're going to chat about. But I guess what speaks to me about this story, she probably didn't make a ton of money. She may have, but probably back, she was in the 84 Olympics, so probably didn't make a ton of money. But she was like America's sweetheart for a long time. And to see her go down this road is pretty troubling.
It sucks.
But I guess what it's saying to me is that this normal people, and Nick's heard this term in the wrestling industry, they put their boots on one boot at a time, or put their tights on one leg at a time, whatever.
Lace up your boots 1 foot at a time, bro.
Better get that joke right, because some people don't like to be butts of jokes.
So that's where my point's going. It's just those folks are normal people, made a mistake, obviously. And 57-year-old Mary Lou Retton is paying for it with
That's
a freaking
ridiculous,
DWI.
dude.
57 years old, man. Call me an Uber.
She's older than that.
Now, there is a little something here in this story that Damien shared, which is on Yahoo Sports, And
Ooh, I see that.
leads me to believe that Miss Renton is maybe a little shady here. She was hospitalized and sent to the ICU in 2023 with a rare form of pneumonia. And fans made like a GoFundMe or crowdfunding thing and raised $500,000 to help her pay for her bills. Renton and her family have faced criticism for not being transparent about how that money was used. Huh.
That'll buy a bar tab.
Yeah. Yeah. My gal is, maybe she should have a fishing rodeo.
Bruh.
So
I'll go to Disney.
so apparently they found her in a parked car in a parking lot she looked impaired
So she
and
wasn't
she had a wine
driving.
battle. No, a wine bottle. So she wasn't actually driving when she got caught. She was in a parked car, looked drunk, had a wine bottle in there. And she failed a sobriety test, refused a breathalyzer and a blood test, charged with a misdemeanor, and released the same day.
Can
So
I?
in 1984, she stuck the landing perfectly. In 2025, couldn't quite nail it in the parking lot. Shout out Mary Lou.
So I wish Tommy would be here because I do have a question on that. If you, I understand if there's a key in the ignition, if you're in the driver's seat, that probably makes you liable for that. But if you're just passed out, drunk in your back seat,
trying to do the right thing.
yeah, like I don't get that. Hey, Ryan, we are on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. That is Group Chat Podcast DTB. Give us a sub on there. We're not that we're struggling because we don't do this for numbers, but anything helps for sure. Gets us in the right places in the algorithm. So when we go live, we're on TikTok, Group Chat Podcast 73. We are on live on YouTube, Group Chat Podcast DTB, and our Group Chat Podcast Facebook page as well. We got some fancy software that could we'll go live in a couple different places.
So Mary Lou Retton was flipping for the gold in 1984, and now she's flipping out her car trying to take a breathalyzer test.
Dad jokes
Keep
over
going,
here,
Nick.
dude.
Just keep going.
I got a bunch of them.
I like it.
Have you guys ever done a field sobriety test before?
Never had to.
Do you go ahead?
I have. Yeah. I was pulled over one time.
Shit.
What?
Is that coming back from a wrestling show?
No.
okay.
No.
I
You were with us.
saved all of y'all that night.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I don't know why the guy thought you were the driver when you were on the passenger side.
I'm glad he came I'm glad that officer decided to come talk to me because I was in a talking mood. And Jesus Christ.
I thought I was just drunk, but that made no sense to me.
No, you were.
Okay, figured that.
Hey, why you didn't play that 5? That was that night. No, so I don't stop at the red light, or not the red light, at the stop sign at Royal coming home from a high school basketball game once. One of those nights where we're in the office till like 1 o'clock. And he pulls in behind me and then doesn't put on the lights until I put on my blinker to get down the street. So he's like, "Hey, what you doing, man?"
It's their gimmick.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh, hey, I'm good. Just coming back from a basketball game." Like, hey, it's 1:30. What basketball games just ended? Well, I do some stuff after, whatever it may be. You wouldn't have it been like drinking or nothing. Oh, why would I have a cowboy hat on my head on Snapchat?
I mean, we're making money.
Okay.
Somebody's giving us some gifts.
Not Snapchat, TikTok. So, anyway, so yeah, they're like, yeah, would you mind doing this field sobriety test? I knew I hadn't been drinking. It's like, yeah, sure. But here's what they don't tell you. A lot of the stuff is stuff that I couldn't even barely do sober. Like, oh, well, you put your right finger on your nose and then you put your other one spin in the air and you got to do the ABCs backwards and, count down from 100 by 7, like 93, 86. Like,
no way I could do that.
Right. And you're nervous as hell, but it's like you think that if you mess it up, like you're going to go to jail. Like, so why y'all couldn't just give me the dang thing to test my breath? I had to do the field. And I passed it. And they're like, yeah, sorry for the inconvenience, sir. But just wanted to let you know you didn't stop at that stop sign. And, next time do better, blah, blah, blah. But it was all good. But yeah, that stuff's hard.
So I think if you pass those tests, they should have to pay you for your time.
Yeah.
So there's a coach on my staff. I'm not calling anybody out, but he's very impatient. And if there's nobody at a red light, he's gone. And I ain't gonna lie, I have taken that advice, and there's not many red lights that I stop at anymore. Oops.
I'm sure. I was about to say, I'm sure the folks working for LPSO that are listening are going to be pleased to hear that.
I don't drink and drive, so please feel free to stop me at any time.
Yeah. So yeah, don't drink and drive. Don't be a dummy. But
God, Casey, you got me thinking about that night that we're just talking about coming home from that restaurant.
oh, we should probably all be in prison. Yeah,
Lord.
it was not a great situation.
None of us were driving. Just letting everybody know we were not the smart ones because we were
But
there. But
for whatever reason, the officer thought you were driving, even though you were sitting in the passenger seat.
and all I started talking about to him was eating steak.
Steak night.
And he was like, "Oh, this guy's fine." What
got-
outstanding individuals these 5 gentlemen are.
I got
Nobody would
Mott.
possibly drink while eating a steak.
You're asleep, passed out to my right. Mott's to my left, feverishly digging through his phone to see if he has any warrants, but he's convinced that he's wanted. Bruh, dude, I'm about to get arrested, bruh. What warrants do you have? There was this speeding ticket, bruh. You guys have a great night.
See, Ryan Doza agrees. After 10 o'clock, stop signs equal red lights,
Let's talk about this.
or vice versa. Red lights equal stop signs.
PFI released a list of NFL teams today from best to worst. PFI is computer software. They look at your roster, they look at your schedule, they look at all that stuff. The Eagles are number 1, not surprisingly.
Casey, before we get too deep into that, is that
Go
the
ahead.
same software that rated the Saints draft last?
No.
Okay.
But the Saints are 32nd in the NFL, according to this. They are behind everybody in the league. 31st, the Titans, 30th, the Browns, 29 Jets, 28 Panthers. The Saints are dead ass last. Now, this is just a computer formula. There's no explanation given. This is not like a person's opinion. They're just spitting out what the data says. But my question to you boys will be this. Is there a chance that the Saints do finish as the worst team in the NFL next season?
A chance. A chance? I feel like it's probable. I mean, this might be spot on just looking at this list. But yeah. I mean, I don't know what. I mean, I'm a Saints fan. I'm an optimist. But there's nothing on our roster that says we're going to win a game. So, I mean,
I thought you were all in on the Shook train.
I'm all in on him to suck.
Ah, okay.
Suck
I mean,
with
if he
Chuck.
wins, great. But I mean, let's suck with Chuck.
So everybody thinks they're going to be terrible. I feel like I'm going to be rooting for the Saints to win now this is a question later on in our not mock
Bandwagon.
I'm the anti
Yes,
bandwagon.
the reverse bandwagon.
When people are on, I'm off. When people are off, I'm on. So everybody's off, and I'm going to be Mr. Positive until some jackass on Facebook that I don't agree with starts loving him again. And
So did
I'll
y'all? So you would have been the guy that on the movie Major Leagues, you would have bought season tickets to the Indians when they were about to go bankrupt and would have been all in. I would
absolutely.
have been like fighting with the troll fan who was saying how bad the team was.
Was the guy from National Lampoon's whatever the Vacations with Chevy Chase?
Yeah, the uncle.
Yeah. That guy
They'll
from
blow
Major
it in
League.
they'll blow it. That's not me. That's it is Major League.
Major.
They'll blow it in the playoff.
So what's even doubly embarrassing about this, y'all, is that FPI also has the list of schedule strength for each team. They have the Saints ranked 32nd, dead last in the NFL, with the second easiest schedule in the NFL. So they're telling you they've got an easy ride, but they're still going to be more ass than everybody else in the league. Dude, can you imagine, like, if this year does crater, if this year does go the way that the NFL thinks, where you don't have a nationally televised game, or like this computer formula thinks where you're the worst team in the league. Can you imagine how empty the dome is going to be by the end of the season if Shuck and Rattler are leading out a team that's a 10-point underdog at home every week?
That is legitimately my favorite time to go to games. Back in the Werfel, Delhomme, Billy Joe's era, Everett era, I don't know if there's a game that I missed. Everybody was giving away tickets. There's pictures of me and Nick pretty much at every game in that era. And
It was basically like, you can go before the season to pick your season tickets, like pick your seat. It's basically walk in the dome and pick your seat for this week.
there's
'Cause
not it's like going to an empty movie theater. There's nobody there. You sit there, you drink beer, you heckle. It's awesome. The traffic's not bad because there's nobody going to the games, and it's a great way to spend a Sunday afternoon.
It's crazy, dude. I'm not on board this team being very good, but I was aware that they had a very manageable schedule. When I saw 32nd out of 32nd, even I was like, God damn, y'all think they're going to be that bad?
They'll do what they normally do. They'll win 5-6, keep them out the top 10 or right around that area, and just go.
Nah, that's pie in the sky. 6 wins.
Shuck.
This team is so bad. By the end of the season, is going to be the can LSU beat the Saints conversations on
No, it's
Facebook.
Nah, they're
Shuck
not going to be
this-
that bad.
oh, yeah.
Shuck for 6 or 6 for Shuck. Call Billy Joe. Let's go.
Billy Joe got him going 10-7.
What
That
he
is
said? 6
insane.
and 4, maybe more.
If we go 10-7, Tyler Shuck is MVP of the league.
The world. You give them the Nobel Peace Prize if they go 10-7 this year. Let me open up the note one more time. Get back on topic here.
Is that Thunder or Nick dropping his phone?
It's me just throwing my phone around.
No, it's Thunder. My Lightning app has been going off. Chop has a comment here. The only guarantees in life: death, taxes. The Saints suck. The Pelicans suck. Harden has no rings.
Preach.
All right, so this is becoming like an episode of South Park where we say, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny." Chop, go fuck yourself. There.
That's my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah, I mean, just got to get that out of the way bright and early, right? What was I ready to ask you guys about sports? Man, it wasn't something on the list. Let
See
me see if
Eric
I can find it
Trosclair
real
in the
quick.
chat. Eric, I know you a low key podcast guy, man. You're gonna have to come on with us and talk some LSU football. I know
Yes.
that's your thing. Let me know when you're ready. We'll grab you a seat. About to extend our studio.
Sounds like a winner to me. Okay, yeah, this is what it was. College football playoff. Brian Kelly, not college football playoff, college football season. Brian Kelly says that the SEC coaches want 9 SEC games and a guaranteed 1 game against the Big Ten. Brian Kelly said today, and I don't think this is going to make him any fans in Baton Rouge. He said, "Hey, Big Ten won 2 in a row. They're probably the best conference in the country right now." Ugh, that's not things that people in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama want to hear. But he is right. They have won 2 in a row. So what would you make of a college football schedule on the LSU side where you play 9 SEC games instead of 8, and one of your 3 non-conference games annually would have to be against a Big Ten school, be it Northwestern, Purdue, or whatever, or you might draw the short end of the stick, get Ohio State, Oregon, whatever. But what do you make of the situation where Kelly's saying, "Hey, that's kind of what we want to do"?
Starting to think Brian Kelly's a North spy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's a lot of the same gripe that a lot of the other conferences that play 9 games come in and talk about, or not come in, they just talk about that, saying kind of a diss on the SEC playing only 8. And then the rebuttal to that is normally, well, SEC's top tier conference. You don't want to get beat up playing those 9 games, but that's kind of a stigma that the SEC has. Kind of think he's a spy coming in and trying to infiltrate the SEC and making them do what everybody else is doing. A 9-game SEC slate is tough, no matter if you're a homer or you're not a homer. And then making at least 1 game. Look, at the end of the day, I do think those smaller games are going to be phased out, and people want to see more top-level competition face each other. And I think that's why the playoffs were expanded, because you got an opportunity to play those games, and if you lose them, you don't get discredited that much. But man, 9 SEC games, I'm not for that at all.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
I'm an advocate for less SEC on SEC matchups.
Yeah, they knock each other out.
Yeah, like I mean, this is you're taking your best teams and putting them against your best teams to make them look average compared to these other teams in weak conferences. So less conference matchups, play more out of conference, beat up everybody else, and then everybody eats in the SEC.
Shout out Erica. That is chat of the day right now.
Look, she said it.
Preach.
Dude, I have gotten so nervous, and I know it's not even June yet, but I hype myself up about LSU football. And after the spring, I'm like, man, dude, look what we got back. Look what we got in the portal. I'm fully convinced Clemson's beating our ass in the opener. Don't know why. I know they got their quarterback back, but over there, Dabo's going to beat our brains. He's gonna
Come
be-
running down that hill in his khakis and just
What a
stomp a mud
jackass,
hole in
huh?
Brian Kelly's ass.
That's not happening. I can't go 2 years in a row going to a road opener and feeling defeated. The third quarter of that USC game this year in Las Vegas, the only beer they had was Modelo. It was terrible. I was just miserable.
So what's worse? Okay, you had the 2 Florida State games, the one where you get blown out, and the one where you come storming back and miss an extra point you should have won. As a fan, we have this debate all the time at the LSU parties that we watch. Would you rather like get beat up on and lose decisively, like the second Florida State game, or would you rather get your heart absolutely stomped, but maybe kind of play well, like the first Florida State game?
So for just talking about those 2 games specifically, I'd rather go through the second one. Just because it was over, didn't have to deal with that freaking heartbreaking extra point. And I think it was just a better time in my house as well. We had partied all day. Everybody was pumped up. Revenge factor was on the line, and then saw that it just wasn't happening. Everybody just kind of went back to partying, not too focused on the game. But in general, I'd rather lose a close one because at least you know you belong. Getting whooped like they did in that second Florida State game, kind of realized, hey, look, man, we're probably not at this level.
I'd rather the first one too. Well, I think you said the first one. I think you might have switched,
Did I?
or I don't know,
No,
but I'd
I
rather
said
the first one.
I'm the second one.
where you fight back and at the end you kind of blow it, but you at least fought back. That second game was just ugly. But personally, what I'd rather more than both of those is let's open up a season with La Tech or ULL or
Thank you.
USL or
Ball
still
State,
USL?
Toledo. I could go on and on. Army, Navy, like
Dallas Baptist. Do they have a
somebody
football
who's
team?
not in the top 5 and you're not
Nichols.
playing them in their road stadium. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Gyro, can you fix our TikTok feed, please?
We got it. Yeah, they
Little
want to know
puzzle-
if we're
slide
a
that little
human.
puzzle piece over.
Looks like a little German Shepherd.
I can't see that.
Oh,
Oh, Gyro's gonna have them convinced we're robots. There we go. We're back on.
yeah.
the
Let's start
TikToks.
off with Western Kentucky.
Dude, look,
Um,
I'm okay playing a Power 5 school. Alabama did it
Villanova.
every year. Play fucking Virginia. Like you don't have to play a team that's in the top 5 right out. of the
Virginia
gate.
VMI or whatever.
Let's play
whatever that
Wake
stands for.
Forest. Let's play Washington State. I'm okay with
Georgia
that.
State.
So Pierce brought up he prefers when LSU beats Florida unexpectedly and Damian puts himself to bed.
Sounds like a story.
That was story time. I definitely put myself to bed that night. Unexpectedly, Murder came to the house. Not that I didn't invite him. Unexpectedly, LSU won that Florida game, and we were trolling Tommy so bad.
No.
I think everybody ordered pizza. I know it's late for pizza, but
Yeah.
It's
it's
an
kinda
early morning
boring
and
dish.
they were like, "Well, where's Damian?" And Damian put himself to bed. He knew he was at that point.
San Jose State.
Dude, right.
Who we played a couple years back, Western Illinois. Not say a couple years, but
Leathernecks.
probably a
I say the year
decade ago.
the year
South
Saban
Dakota
won the
State.
Natty, we opened with Western Illinois 22
Let's go.
years ago.
That's a couple years.
Do you remember the
old, bro.
opener against? I think it was Les Miles' first game in Tiger Stadium against. I think it was Arizona State.
No, that was supposed to be a Tiger Stadium, and we moved it to Arizona, but it was a Katrina, and
Oh,
we
okay.
got lucky.
Well,
and
what
won
was
that
the game? Les Miles had the little bitty headset on. He couldn't hear
game.
shit.
Arizona State. And then you know what he did in his opener in Tiger Stadium? He blew
Chewed
a
on
fucking
grass.
21-0 lead and lost to Eric Ainge in Tiger Stadium.
What
against
team was that?
Tennessee.
I remember
Was
that.
that the game I'm thinking of?
He may have had the little headset
Hell
for
yeah.
2 games.
Miami of Ohio. Good call, Devin. The Citadel.
Any of these teams are fine. Like
The Salukis.
anybody besides for, hey, let's go play at Clemson in the opener.
Hey,
What?
Joe Klatt said top 5.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, who's that quarterback that didn't belong in the top 5 that he was ranting and raving about?
Every one of them.
Oklahoma State's quarterback.
Every one of them.
Schedule him and beat the shit out of that guy.
I think it's Oklahoma, and I believe he saw every snap. That's why.
He saw every snap.
Oh, bro. I
Whoever Joe Klatt likes, that's who we should schedule next year and just beat the piss out of him.
think it was Rick Ventura, the old Saints interim coach back in
That guy
college.
was terrible.
Are you guys?
Marcus, you just lost again.
Yes. Yeah. And then, have you given him his Dabbies yet? Because if so, he ain't getting that. Are you guys ready for another overrated, underrated?
Always.
This is where you say no, we
Always.
could just do it next week.
Oh God, that situation happened at the Quiz Bowl thing. We had a Quiz Bowl thing. I don't know if the sound was off at the beginning. I was at a Quiz Bowl Nationals this weekend with my son Silas, and the reader of the question said, he did a little drum roll. Are you ready to begin? And a little boy in the crowd said, no, not yet. And I was like, little
You
shit,
stole
that's
my
my line.
gimmick.
That's my line, you little shit.
So the way this works is when Nick goes to a wrestling show, he'll drink 2 beers and be hammered. And the ring announcer will come out and say, all right, who's ready for a night of action? And then drunk Nick will be like,
Not yet.
yeah, no, hold on
We're
a second.
Just getting settled down. Give me 10 more minutes. Please give me 10 more minutes.
And it is never not hilariously funny. But yeah, if ever you guys hear us making that joke, we're making fun of one Mr. A-Bear. Our overrated or underrated rather is Louisiana Towns today. And we've got some doozies and we're going to make some enemies today, probably during the course of this little game. Damon, you're the host of Overrated, Underrated. Take it away.
All right, so this is overrated, underrated. Before we start this, we started off on a crazy non-audio, which we could edit this back to the front. Y'all want to talk about weekends before we go? I think I'm the only one that chatted about.
Yeah, we were not. Yeah, you're right. We were not live. So yeah, boys, what did you guys do? Damon told us what he did over his weekend. Nick, what did you do over your long weekend?
So my son Silas was part of the LCO Quiz Bowl team that took part in the Quiz Bowl Nationals in New Orleans and spent the weekend out there. Went to Harrah's / Caesars, whatever it is now. Nice hotel. Made a nice little donation to the casino on Friday night.
Sports betting or gambling?
Gambling.
Yeah.
Slot machines. I don't understand. I mean, I just pressed the button, max bet, and then they said, "Hey, give me that $200 and get the fuck out of here."
They didn't have the little dollar bill wheel.
No, I didn't
like
see
to play?
that. I didn't see that. I wish I would have.
All right, so question: what hotel did you stay at? You stayed
It's
at
the
Harrah's?
new one. It's the new Caesars one.
I've heard good things. I've heard
Like
it's pretty cool.
we parked in the parking garage of the Harrah's and had to walk across the street, get in the casino, go up the elevator, and
Thank you
in
for
the-
that. So I went to a conference in New Orleans about maybe 2 months ago, and I booked that Harrah's hotel. Didn't know they had 3 hotels on site. So I'd go to check in, and the lady's like, "You're at the wrong hotel. I could check you in, but you're gonna have to walk 15 miles." Or it wasn't that long, but she said, "Or I could get you in over here." I was like, "Let me use my W Riz and get in over here." So I stayed at the Nobu, which is the newer one.
yeah.
It's freaking nice.
Cool. They got some lightning on this little app.
Yeah, if we go out and hopefully we burn up Tommy's new mixer, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Caroline's new mixer.
Tommy's not even here. He's giving us audio issues.
Yeah. I don't think that red on that weather map means good things for us, but we're getting it right now. Let's go. Overrated, underrated. Let's do it.
What did you do the weekend?
Oh, what
Case?
did I do? Shit, nothing. We didn't have radio Saturday, so I was free. There wasn't a whole lot going on. Graduation party with the fam. Was playing a lot of video games, hanging out, laying low. I didn't do a whole lot. I just kind of laid low.
Then, did you eat anything special for Memorial Day?
Big Steve was on that grill.
No, he wasn't, dude. But I did eat some barbecue. Shout out Mima. She had that as our lunch Monday.
Well, what did we do Monday, Damien?
Shot 180.
Actually, I shot 101.
Come on, like for real.
101. Haven't played golf in 25 plus years, and I came out the winner.
Is he telling the truth right now?
I mean, I didn't edit his scorecards, but
Scorecards were kind of questionable all around that day. I mean,
So
there were some drops and some re-drives, and
here's the thing. You got. I am very much. I'm like my golf game is very much like a good pork roti, low and slow.
Okay.
very slow.
Well, I don't
18
I
holes
don't like to play slow.
From 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
But we're playing with 7 people.
Even still, on
I
a
think
cart?
that's slow. But
Yeah, that's very slow.
apparently
On a cart,
I rush people. I don't know.
dude, on a cart, that should be like 2-3 hours max.
Half of my body is sunburned from just being in my cart waiting for everybody to get to the greens.
Yeah, and Nick has a habit of not waiting until everybody drives and go find his ball. So everybody just tries to hit Nick off the drive.
Well, yeah, if you drive first and have the box and then just take off.
My thing is, if you can hit me, that's a hell of a drive. Good job.
Nick tried to steal my ball like 4 times.
We all have the same exact ball, so it's kind of which one is which.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, we're getting better. It's a blast. If you have the thought process to take up golf, uh, it's awesome.
My driving is atrocious.
me
My
too. I can't get
wedge
the ball in
game
the air.
is actually pretty good,
You are the exact same golfer as me, brother.
and I can't putt versus. You see, I'm used to the little arrows on the green on the like the Tiger Woods games, and apparently Thailand's doesn't have arrows on their green, so I was kind of lost.
So Nick and I would be one hell of a scramble team because everything
So
he
you could
can't
drive?
do, I could do. And well, my ball gets to where it needs to go.
Yeah.
I don't get much rise.
I don't get the ball in the air. I cannot look. I will worm burner it straight 160, 170 yards.
We got to talk about this approach that you and Murda have shown off this weekend. That I don't know
putting?
it was putting from about 100 yards out on the fairway.
If your wedges
That's-
aren't working, you
that's-
got to figure something out.
That's called a Texas wedge, baby.
See, there's even a
wedge.
name for it. That's what,
Yeah, that's
Big
pretty
X
common.
the plug says.
that's a
Bitch, I'm
pretty-
from Texas.
Yeah, that's fairly common amongst
I've
amateur
never
golfers.
seen that before. I mean, when you're this good with your pitch and wedge and your 9-iron, I mean,
Oh, here we
you
go.
don't really need a putt from 150 yards out.
So again, I'm very, very soft around the greens, right? I love when all these jackasses are going from one side of the green to the other and back and back. That's when I catch up. When they jacking all these shots across the green, and I'm just there. All right, look, I can make a putt. I can't. It takes me 3, 4, 5 shots to get it there, but once it's on the green, I can knock it down.
Those greens were fast.
You know the crazy part, and I tell this to everybody. Like I'll watch a guy like Full of Love play, or like even like
Still got 9 people in there. Are we here?
Is the live back there?
I mean,
Restarting is unavailable. We might be live.
am
I
I
think
live?
we good. Yeah, we good. Go ahead.
Oh, we're back.
I think so. Sorry about that. We had some weather outages here, or some power outages due to the weather. Not sure if we're on generator power or not at the moment, but we're gonna keep on rolling.
Yeah, we are back. Back like we never left.
I hope not everybody heard everything we were chatting about while we were all.
Looks like TikTok is still down. We'll try to get things situated. Sorry about that, y'all. It's a freaking monsoon outside. We were talking about playing at Thailand's and all the fun that you guys had over the weekend. Nick was bragging about his supposed 104, whatever he shot. I don't know that I necessarily believe that. We were talking about Texas wedges, and then all we heard was boom, and then the lights went out for a second.
Favorite sports commentator quote? Boom goes the dynamite.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, so the weather's pretty bad here. So if you lose us, it's not Tommy's equipment, it's the weather.
Yeah.
So
Every once in a while, you hear the static in the headphones. That lets us know that there's some lightning that's coming. We appreciate the people that are still with us, though. We had some people that stuck it out. Hopefully, it isn't a power. Well, I don't think it would be a power outage. That we still got people watching. So I think that we're good.
Speaking of power outages, Sunday after we finished playing on the North Shore, we went to this nice little restaurant, and
I know where this is going.
power went out. And apparently there were outages for 150,000 people in the area. And sorry, we're trying to get back rolling. So one of my players, who is one of the funniest people I've ever met, says, "I've seen this movie before. I know what's happening," because the weather wasn't bad. Nothing was wrong. "I know what happens, coach. I've seen all these movies. Y'all better get ready." So I texted Nick immediately and said, "Hey, what's the conspiracy behind this power outage here?"
So, Nick,
I
what was
still
the
haven't
conspiracy?
found anything. It was-
No, it was they were advised, they pronouns pal.
So,
Energy was advised to there was a load error.
load error.
Yeah.
See, are we?
I think we good.
Yeah, so we good to go. All right, good deal. Well, we were about ready to play overrated, underrated. I was telling you guys that my weekend was very uneventful. Before we do that, we want to shout out all of the people who voted in our latest poll, which crowned by a landslide that Golden Meadow Gnats are the biggest heels in the area. They defeated termites. 73% said that gnats are a bigger nuisance than termites. Do you guys agree with that?
I voted for the termites. 'cause
I
that
voted for
shit
the termites
aggravates
as
the
well.
hell out of me.
I see. The termites don't bug me as much, man. It was like, I don't know. I mean, it's just like 2-3 days out of the year. But the gnats, dude, if you catch like a bad Mardi Gras where it's warm, then that's gonna pick you up and carry you away.
I'm immune to Golden Meadow Gnats. Maybe that's where my vote came in. But the reason that poll was created, Kim and I, after practice on Thursday, went to Rouse's and LaRose to grab a couple things that we needed.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got out of there, we were parked underneath one of the lights in the parking lot, and it was ridiculous the amount of termites that got in the vehicle that were around those lights. And I got home, my garage light kicks on. I had a million termites in there. I got them in my shirt.
I'm sure
Got them
Aaron
in my
was thrilled.
socks. It was atrocious.
You want to talk about conspiracies?
Let's go.
Oh,
I don't
boy.
remember ever seeing flying termites before 2008,
So what are they?
2007.
They're electronics. Like, what are they?
Government drones.
Bruh. Are birds real, Nick?
Birds are absolutely real. That's a stupid conspiracy.
No, it's not. That's one that I'm actually on board with. Like, why are they always on the power lines? They're charging up.
That is pretty funny, but I don't believe in that.
Anyway,
Birds are 100% real.
so we did run a contest, which we're going to try to run a contest every week if Nick could spin getting us some merchandise, and we'll give away some random things. But we had over 200 votes. Please pay attention to the post. and make your shares public. There's a lot of folks that I could not see in the random drawing that shared the post, but I was not able to see who it was due to
Wonk,
settings
wonk.
on there. So I believe we had right around 30 some odd people eligible that shared the post, voted, which I didn't. I mean, if you shared the post, that's who's getting in the game right there. So we're gonna reveal our winner. Nick,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you reveal the winner.
Drum roll.
You know who it is?
I have no idea.
It's in the notes.
Let's see these notes.
I'll
So
show you.
as Nick does that, we've gotten tremendously better on our organization skills. We used to come in here and just roll.
Oh.
Now we have a whole Google Note that we're putting stuff in.
We're a bunch of chocks now.
Yeah, it's pretty nice that we could come in pretty prepared.
So I learned about the DTB giving away a shirt.
Yeah.
For this thing today, or maybe yesterday.
Yeah.
Claire said you giving away a shirt for that. And I was like, I don't know. And she said said that the post said that. So what did they have to do for this this thing?
read the post. You have to vote in the poll,
Okay.
and you have to share the post.
And
So-
that's the criteria. So if you didn't do that,
Not eligible.
okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So-
And when you share it, make sure we could see it,
Yeah, make
that
it
who
public.
you are, so we could put you in the wheel of randomness and get you
Correct.
selected.
So the GM Nats won our poll,
Correct.
and the winner of the shirt. What kind of shirt? So just a podcast shirt.
I mean, you the guy, bro.
Okay, it's gonna be a group chat podcast shirt.
Dum, 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 dum,
And
dum.
the winner is the guy who coached half of our podcast back when we were kids, Mr. Neil Adams.
Hey.
Congratulations, Neil Small Engine. Shout out.
That's not working.
Tommy Stinks Fry.
Fried the-
Anyway,
Yeah, congratulations, Mr. Neil. Was thrilled that and actually he sent some kind words about our podcast to me in direct message. Said, "Hey, you guys are doing a great job. We appreciate you so much, bud."
and he was so confident that he was going to win that he even put his shirt size. So Nick, go read Neil's comment. He's got his shirt size in there. Neil, you could get with Nick and pick that up whenever it's ready.
I will do this, and Nick, I'm volunteering myself for that. I'll pay for it. You ain't got to come out nothing. Bayou Sports will pay for this. I'm going to make this on social media. If anyone out there, and don't comment this in our comments right here, I'm going to make a separate post. If anyone out there names all 8 College World Series teams, you're going to get a Bayou Sports hoodie. Sounds fair? I got it. I'll pay
Oh,
for it.
eight
You know.
from last year.
Yeah, but you're going to give them
Oh.
a chance to look it
Yeah,
up.
you got to have some fine print.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All
So this
8
year.
for this coming tournament. Who are going to, if you got to get all of them right, all or nothing, can you name the 8 College World Series teams? If you do,
That will be going to Omaha
this coming
this
season.
year.
So LSU, who's number 1, Vanderbilt, all that. Who's going to be in Omaha in June? If you could get me all the 8, I'm going to make a separate post. You're going to get a Bayou Sports hoodie.
Sounds good to me.
Those hoodies are fire.
Yeah, they are. Let's get to Louisiana Town's overrated,
Oh, yeah.
underrated. Damon, you are our unofficial official host of that segment.
Damian St. Pierre's little game of underrated, overrated.
Let me, the internet went out, so I have to refresh all this stuff. Look how fancy we are. Bro.
Yeah, that's fancy.
All right. So we are back with another overrated, underrated. We'll probably play around with this for a little bit and then roll through something else when we get bored of it. But right now it's pretty legit. So overrated, underrated this week is going to be Louisiana Towns.
I like this one.
The first one on our list is Thibodeau. That might have been strategic.
Let me pretend like I'm from Thibodeau. Turn my nose up in the air because I'm from Thibodeau.
Boy, well, there goes all of those emails that I sent trying to get sponsors from there. Overrated. I'm sorry.
I'm
Like-
gonna you going? Go ahead, Damien.
Overrated. Dude. Like,
I'm very overrated, but only by the people who live there.
Right.
It's actually a decent
yeah, it is.
part
yeah.
of town. There's some decent parts of that town with a lot of stuff to do, but overrated by the folks that are there.
From a basketball perspective, very overrated. And there's nothing that makes me happier than beating a Thibodeau team or a Homa team. And sorry, but I'm lumping you in together. Thibodeau, Homa, basically the same thing.
But I do like Edie White.
I say there goes my chance.
Edie White's great for summer league. I
I
love
was
Edie White.
about ready to say there
Love
goes
Edie
my
White.
chances for what we were talking about
Love
earlier.
me some Edie White. So I don't consider Edie White Thibodeau. And
Okay.
there's Thibodeau and then there's Edie White. Edie White's like a little separate.
All
little block.
I hear right now is
love Edie White.
backing that shit up.
Is crawfish season still in town? Second, going to the West. Lafayette, overrated, underrated.
Oh, bro, Laffy.
Properly rated. They're the third best city in the state. That's what they are. They're behind Baton Rouge. They're behind New Orleans. They're behind no one else. They're third. That's what they're rated for, according to most people. That's what they are.
And when it comes to football, they are delusional.
I'm going underrated. Best food in the state, great people, a lot of things to do.
Really like that area.
Yeah,
I
it's a
just
nice
think
area,
that
yeah.
their football team think that the people that root for their football team think that that team can compete with LSU, and it's just like, what are we talking about here?
Okay, I got Tommy's about to get really pissed.
That's okay. That's what we do best.
Why is it that they get the claim of being Louisiana and not Monroe?
Right. That is. Oh, who the fuck do you think you are, Lafayette?
Like,
UL. You still USL to me.
and Tommy has already said on here, like, I would be okay with them being Southwestern. So he just doesn't want them to be a directional UL dash.
How
school.
did that happen? Like it was ULM Louisiana Monroe and ULL Louisiana Lafayette. How did they just say like we're not Lafayette anymore? We are Louisiana.
But like,
I represent you, Casey.
here's
I
my thing,
represent
dude.
you,
Like
Nick.
UL Monroe beat Alabama. Remember that?
I do.
Saban
Nick
was
Saban.
Saban was there.
Out the park.
Nick Saban out the park. What have the Cajuns done? Nothing like that.
Nick, do you remember where we were for that ULM Alabama game?
No, I don't.
We were at the roulette table at the Hard Rock in Biloxi, and we were right next to an Alabama fan, and
Oh.
we destroyed that person.
I think Lafayette's properly rated. Great city, but most people say it's the second or third best city. I think that's what they are.
So here's my thing: you put a Billy's anywhere,
Oh yeah.
the value goes up
Food in Lafayette tops
in the state.
most
Easy.
other places in the state easily.
Next on the list, New Orleans.
Massively overrated. I can't go anywhere without risk of running into someone who's broken out of prison. I can't go anywhere with
Down to 2.
Look, yeah, by the way, we're going to have to talk about that because we had that Golden Meadow Bridge discussion. The bridge is apparently 2 weeks away. The inmates, there's down to 2. All right, so New Orleans. I was told by someone with a straight face last year during basketball season at the peak of the car break-ins. This is someone from our area who said with a straight face, I have Pelican season tickets, which first and foremost, I apologize for that. That's unfortunate.
Waste of money.
But he said, here's what I do. Said, hey, all right, I take everything out of my car.
Leave it.
I roll down the windows and just say, all right, leave it unlocked. Y'all could do what y'all want. If I got to do all that just to go watch fucking Zion Williamson sit on the bench, like, what are we doing? And I know I'm talking about sports teams and we should be talking about a city, but I just don't feel safe there anymore, man. Like, it used to be an awesome place, but I don't feel safe there. I know too many people have had too many scary situations in New Orleans, man.
I feel like you can't go out after dark there. Anytime, Aaron and I like to go there at least once or twice a year, spend the weekend. But it's very rare that unless we're going to a concert or something that we are going to be out after dark, which is concerning, obviously. But my answer on that, extremely overrated. A lot of tourist traps. But again, we do like to go. Some really good
it's
food.
nice. It's all right, but man, come on. now.
Yeah, you gotta worry about everything.
I'll say it's severely overrated. I lived there for probably about 4 years. And if you are not a hipster or if you are not a thug, you kind of out of place there. And like, I just felt out of place the whole time I was living there. And I was so glad to move back.
And let me tell you something, Nick. Now, you was talking about joking with the Thibodeau people saying that they got their nose stuck up in there. How about the people from the city who like go to like Rumble and Jesuit and all? Oh, there's never been a bigger bunch of fun shops.
You're talking about Tommy?
Never been a bigger. bunch of fun
That's Metairie. Metairie is a different story.
Anywhere you could get a Lucy,
Or River Ridge, wherever Rummel is.
don't buy a Lucy.
River Ridge. That's Tommy country.
Yeah.
That's-
Yep. Next on the list, Lake Charles.
See, I've spent some time in Lake Charles lately. I see your list and I'm about ready to debate you. I think it's underrated. I think that they got some cool stuff to do. Lot of really nice places. I like the casino vibe there. I'm gonna say underrated because when most people say like, "Hey, what are the best cities in the state?" I don't really hear Lake Charles's name come up much, but I do have a good time whenever I'm there. I do like Lake Charles.
Too many horses.
Yeah, fair enough.
I say underrated. There's nobody, like Casey said, nobody really ever talks about Lake Charles, but I mean, there's casinos. It's safe, somewhat. I mean, for the most part.
LeBear's is legit over there, dude.
Sleepy little town, college town. I like it. It was nice.
I'm going overrated. Crappy, boring. The only thing good about it is LeBlow's and state championship.
LeBlow's is maybe the best restaurant per
I
capita.
feel like it's very rundown in some areas.
Yeah, it is old school. Yeah, I give you that.
Got a feeling I'm about to break my heart on this next one. Grand Isle.
Mhm.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
People from Grand Isle, awesome people. I'm not a beach guy. Sorry. So we
Especially not
had a
dirty
camp in
beach
Grand
guy.
Isle.
You don't tan well, do you?
I don't. I'm burned. I'm burned. I've been slathering myself in aloe vera since we got back from playing golf. We had a camp in Grand Isle. It was fun to go to it, but I don't know. I don't like going to the beach. Awesome people, awesome city, like town, whatever. Not my place.
I like Grand Isle. I think it's very underrated in the summer. Do a lot of fishing out there in the summer. I know it's a lot of out of town folks, but Nick did mention that correctly. There's a lot of good folks in Grand Isle that live there. But man, I love me some Grand Isle in the summertime. Getting out, knowing that there's no curfew or a bar curfew, you can kind of go out and do whatever you want until you're really done. It's a good time.
Watch out for the cowboys out there, though.
That's what I've heard.
I've never seen a cowboy out there. Ever.
They come in droves. It's like the termites. When they come in, it's a lot of them.
And the more you drink, the more they have. Huh?
Right.
So I will take a two-prong answer to this. Rodeo season, by and large, I think is a little bit overrated, but I do love the rodeos. Don't get me wrong. But as a whole, I think Grand Isle is underrated. Like I love to go in like April or whatever and just go hang out and just vibe out at the beach. That's wonderful to me. But I'm not a big, massive crowd guy. So like to say that I'm going to go to the Tarpon Rodeo and like, nah, that's just not my style. Like Nick said, I get it. It's really, really cool. And like, it's awesome that it's so close to us. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not. So overrated a little bit rodeo season, everything else underrated.
I think Joe Bob's hamburgers make it everything that it needs to be.
Yeah.
No matter what you're doing,
They got a few good spots.
on the way out, you grab your Joe Bob's burger and you're going to be happy. No doubt. Next, Baton Rouge.
Lived there for 5 years. It's massively overrated.
Way overrated. Too big, too crowded.
So look, I could tell you a story, and I think that this is true, and I think anybody who's experienced this would agree with what I said. I lived there beginning in July of 2005. It was like paradise, dude. It was like being in freaking Homa. No traffic. Everything was good. It was a cool place, a lot of cool businesses. Then after Katrina, our population grew by like 100,000 people, and the roads and everything didn't grow with it. So I think it was legit, but storms and population dispersion and different things like that have made it into this massive city, but it has the roads and the infrastructure to be just a medium-sized city, and that makes it just a nightmare. You can't get to and from one end of the city to the next without it taking an hour. People don't know how to drive. Like, no. Massively overrated. It used to not be that way, but it is massively overrated. The only good thing that I enjoy over there, going to LSU athletics.
I feel the same way. That always felt like the drive to Baton Rouge felt like 5 hours. You could drive to Lafayette, hour and a half or whatever, maybe 2 hours. Drive to New Orleans, a little over an hour. You drive to Baton Rouge, I feel like that's a whole day trip.
Like way back from an LSU game literally is 5 hours.
When we coach AAU, Coach Flash over the summer, a lot of our games are in Baton Rouge. You spend a lot of time out there, and it's just like, once you get there, I can't wait to get out of that place. But LSU football school.
Remember when we were young and I lived in Golden Meadow, end of the world? It was a long drive to LaRose. Like I had friends in LaRose and I couldn't get there because nobody wanted to bring me up the road. And now
you were riding in the back of my Kiss.
No, this was when I couldn't, like before I met you.
No, look,
and
I'm with
nobody
you.
want to bring us. But now we're traveling 2 hours or 2 hours and 15 minutes to Baton Rouge and coming home in a day, and nobody's really batting an eye about it.
Dude, look, I remember vividly, like as a kid, oh, we're gonna go to Superintendent Valentine. We're leaving town. What? Thinking that was like a freaking 2-hour trip. You'd be there in 15 minutes.
And
You're
now
gonna
I'll go pick up a kid in Galliano to
Yeah.
bring her practice in La Rose and bring her back home. Like that's
You-
not a big deal.
you were going to La Rose for some slots of fun.
Lots of fun was awesome.
Yeah.
Is that one of your answers for one of the questions later? 'Cause,
No. I just haven't thought about slots of fun in a good 25
man,
years.
shout out slots of
It's
fun.
a good 25.
That was awesome.
Yeah?
That place. You ever been?
I
That was before-
once.
I don't know if that was before your time or not.
These cars are fast over there. It's lots of fun.
Always just a wreck mod on the curves. One before last. Homa. Overrated, underrated. I'll go first. Way overrated. Run down, only getting worse. That's why they have so many 1-star restaurant reviews.
If you've seen how I dominated the 1-star restaurant reviews from Homa, you kind of get a feeling how I'm going to go with this. Severely overrated. Everything sucks. There's not much good to say about Homa. The basketball, these gyms you go into basketball to play basketball in, terrible. If we have any sponsors in Homa's amazing.
I was about to say, there goes those emails to those
yeah, we
car
done.
dealerships.
We're done.
But yeah,
We're getting mod as our salesman again.
never like we used to go to the mall. Nobody goes to the mall anymore.
There's no more mall.
It used to be like a trip to the mall and go and eat at Chili's or something like that. Now it seems like a nightmare having to do all that.
When was the last time you guys have gone to the mall?
It's been years.
Probably to take Easter pictures, like
Okay.
maybe 5 years ago. Or
So-
something like that with the kids.
I go to Lids. That's it. So for me, I'm trying to think, when was the last time I went to do something outside of going to Lids? And it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Now they tell me that they got a race car place, or you could do go-karts and stuff. I mean,
In the mall?
yeah,
Remember Kuko's in the mall?
Mhm.
That place.
Sure do.
That place.
used to have a
Remember-
movie theater.
Remember, I was going to the mall with Scene because he was like he had the hots for this chick at Dillard's and he was gonna go buy some shoes he didn't want just to go talk to her.
I don't remember that, but I don't doubt that it happened.
That was some funny shit. Scene, you really want these shoes? No, not really.
Freaking insane, dude.
That's probably some freak chick too.
Yeah, it definitely had like piercings.
So-
I don't know if you could wear it to Dillard's to work, but yeah.
So the last
That's
time I
his
went
type.
to Dillard's was in Lafayette. And I mean, it's 2025. Nobody was helping me out, which was fine. I'm very self-sufficient. But when I went to check out, there was a lady with a very heavy, and I don't know the name of the country she's from, but probably European type of country. And this little Mexican lady, and I guess they work off commission, and they both wanted the commission. That was an interesting argument that I got to watch. Like I made my two girls leave just so I could listen to it without them hearing it.
See, I had a similar situation at AT&T the other day. They were both trying to get me a new phone, replace the old broken phone here. And yeah, they were about to scrap to see who could get that phone commission.
Hey, real quick, before we move on to the next one, Murda mentioned pirates in Grand Isle. So there are pirates in Grand Isle and there are cowboys in Grand Isle. And they only come out when you're drinking.
Speaking of having two people fight, did you okay, we're gonna get political a little bit for right now.
Go ahead.
There's
We already
a
lost all our sponsors.
Obama has Secret Service, and one of the chicks that on the radio says, "Can we get some help out here before I whoop this girl's ass?" And two of his the Secret Service people started fighting in front of his house the other day.
Oh, come on. Do you guys have you ever studied the history that like there were Russian spies off of the coast of Grand Isle during the Cold War? That's crazy stuff, dude. Like there were some freaking people spying on us from the enemy, like off of our shore.
One of the craziest stories is that mob guy that lived in Grand Isle for
Yeah,
years. And
yes.
they never found him over there, which I guess if you're going to go hide out, maybe that's why the OPP folks should venture out to it.
Yeah, I think they would stand out a little more in Grand Isle.
Could be.
With some different issues. Hey, here's my thing. If you got like 7 face tattoos, how are you not standing out like a sore thumb anywhere that you go?
Because everybody else has 6.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Sorry. Hey, so speaking of political, Nick, slide that bullet over here, man.
Yeah, we got some.
Tommy
bang
got us
bang
a
over
cool.
here.
Tommy got. We can't see it in the camera, but I'm gonna put it here. Tommy got us a replica. Let me
Put it
I
behind
don't
the
know where
hat.
to go.
We got a replica Donald Trump bullet. We got a Jake Paul signed glove.
Tommy got us all kind of stuff from his little car convention.
Yeah, he's not nearly as much of an ass as we make him out to be.
Probably more. Anyway, last one, and I'm not sure how this one even got on the list.
You know.
Amelia.
You know.
I mean, I don't know where the hell Amelia's rated, so I would say underrated because I've been there before and I've had a good time.
I'm saying proper. I feel like it's not good nor bad.
I say it's underrated because if you had to pick 3 guys to beat the top draw in a wrestling
Oh my
federation,
God.
and you need to find them, where would you look?
So Casey has no clue what we're talking about. Random Saturday night, Nick and I go to a wrestling event.
In Amelia.
The promoter says,
The rec
"Hey,"
center?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The promoter says, "Hey, y'all not doing anything. Why don't y'all announce?" Sure, we'll announce. We're entertaining. Hey, Nick, why don't you get in on managing these 3 guys? Okay. Whatever.
Never told me the name of these 3 guys.
We'll figure it out. So there's just 3 random new guys that are in the ring against these old vets.
It was a squash match. Basically,
Yeah.
their top guy, Bronco Bob, RIP, was going against just 3 guys, and it was a 3-on-1. So they put their guys on the mask, and they just wanted Bronco Bob just to
And
squash him.
Nick proceeds to bury his own guys. I found these guys. You know that little corner right when you take to get over here? They were hanging out there, and I knew that they had it in them. That those are my 3 guys.
Okay, yeah, like I'm introducing these guys, so I'm like, okay, so I was coming down here to Amelia, Louisiana, the worst place on the planet, and you know that little curve where you take the off ramp to get off of on Highway 90? I found these 3 guys sitting there, and since I picked them up, and on that drive from the bridge to the Amelia Rec Center,
Which is 2
I
minutes.
trained these guys. I instilled all this knowledge in them, and they are the greatest 3 guys in all of professional wrestling. And tonight, we got to go against one guy, Bronco Bob, and we are winning that heavyweight title from her, just something like that. And it ended with me having interference. I knocked out Bronco Bob with some not nunchucks. What you call that stuff you put on your fingers?
Brass knuckles.
Brass
knucks.
knuckles. And one guy got the pin. He was mad that he got the pin because I cheated, and then I beat him up too. And then Bronco Bob cleared the ring. Good times.
When you win a title, should you celebrate in the ring?
If you 400 pounds, you try to put it on, and it's hilarious.
I've heard that you're not supposed to celebrate.
Yeah,
in the
you'll
ring.
get hit with a flying table.
Yeah, might get knocked out.
Don't tell 2 kids that if they win the title, they can't. When they sell all the tickets and have the front row just all people that they brought to the show, and we win the title, and we can't celebrate and take pictures with our titles, and
Yeah.
well,
16-year-old Damien was a hell of a person.
60-year-old professional wrestler Damien.
You know what I like about this overrated, underrated Louisiana list? There's nothing north of Baton Rouge. You know why? Because everything north of Baton Rouge is Arkansas. Period.
Baton Rouge or the Intercoastal Bridge.
Oh yeah, well that too. But
Yeah, I don't
like Shreveport, Monroe, that's Arkansas. Why would we talk about that?
I agree.
I was just over here giving Monroe claim to UL, but that's Arkansas. So never mind. then.
So Eric said Whitney or Whitey Bulger. Bulger. I'm terrible at reading.
That's the mafia guy.
That's the mafia guy. We're gonna have to talk about that later.
Have him on the show. He's probably passed. Huh?
I don't know. Might have snuck out OPP.
Let's see.
That's all we got, man.
Man, that's all we got on the sports. I mean, we've been going for an hour plus 28 minutes. So we definitely covered a bunch. We want to thank you guys again. If you're listening to the live or watching the live, we ain't going anywhere. Stand by. This is just our way of wrapping up the show. Want to thank everybody for listening today. We want to thank you guys for all of your cooperation and participation in the show. If you can, please give us a like and subscribe to us on all of your podcasting platforms. Also, give us a star rating and maybe a review. That'll help us get seen by more people. So, for Nick Hebert and Damien St. Pierre, this is Casey Just Claire signing off. Thank you so much for listening to the Group Chat Podcast. All right, now on to the Not Mott mailbag.
Famous.
The world famous Not Mott mailbag.
Appreciate everybody staying with us, and even through our weather delay. It's pretty wild out here. Hearing some stuff. I don't know if you guys hear that through the microphones, but we'll probably have another one.
Yeah. And by the way, Oklahoma City is going to go to the NBA Finals. They are killing the Wolves. The Wolves have 14 points in the middle of the second quarter.
So, Tommy, you just tuning in. We were talking about Grand Isle Pirates and Grand Isle Cowboys, which you are familiar with 50% of that statement.
You all ready for the mailbag?
I could have used you for the other 50% of that statement.
Who's ready for the mailbag? Give me 15 minutes to get my notes out.
It's a good mailbag. It's
It
jam
is.
packed, but it's good. All right, we good.
And welcome to everyone's favorite group chat podcast segment. It is the Not Mott's mailbag, sponsored by the Lafourche Concert and Events Club. We appreciate them so much for their support. We've got a ton of questions. If you've got questions for us in the future, we usually drop a link Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and ask for your questions. We've got a bunch today, so we'll lead off right out of the gate. This is from Jambalaya Mott in Texas. Top 5 things other than seafood or seasoning to add to a crawfish boil.
And Kyle, we appreciate you standing by us because this is our best rated segment by far. And we appreciate you standing by us after last week.
I agree.
So
So top 5, I'm going the goat mushrooms.
that's one of mine.
Sausage obviously has
One
to
of
be
mine.
in there. Carrots. Ooh, I love me some carrots. Green beans.
Not one of mine.
And an oddball to finish. You put this in there in the soak, so I don't know if this counts or not. Snow crab legs and boudin.
Okay.
It soaks up the flavor whenever you're letting the crawfish soak.
I could see that.
Fantastic.
So
But if it breaks up, it's a problem.
I like cauliflower, but it doesn't taste like anything. So when you put it in the seasoning, it just like you're eating crab boil, which is delicious. And the thing that I would add to that list would be I agreed with 3 of your 5. Then I added the cauliflower. You already said potatoes. Yeah, of course, potatoes.
I'm not a carb guy.
Yeah.
So I'm going number 1, the king, sausage.
Saucisse.
Gotta have sausage.
You the sausage king?
I love sausage. I mean,
Clip-
sausage
Clip to add
in
to this.
the crawfish boil. Love it. I mean, it could be any kind of sausage. It could be smoked sausage. It could be little smoked sausage. Let's just stay there, not like little smokies and shit.
Little Smokies is
Yeah,
good
Little
in a
Smokies is
bowl.
good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, let me tell you something off topic. If you go to Roland's Mini Mart on like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, they got in a paper bag and it's soaking wet, the paper bag with all the grease, fried cocktail Smokies. It's the best thing that you've
Wow.
ever eaten.
You could get that.
Gyro's
and
giving me the thumbs up. Is the best thing you've
Snap
ever eaten.
to it.
You could get that and
Yeah.
a knife, a 24-foot knife there.
Dude, I
Awesome.
saw that and I was like, "What? This is real?" Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go the long way to work tomorrow and take some of that.
So number 1, sausage. Number 2, I'm a corn guy. I mean, I'm good for 1 corn like we talked about last week, and I'm fine with after boil soups. Awesome. Need corn in that. Potatoes. It's a kind of a staple, but can't cut the potatoes. Leave the potatoes whole. And it's the little golden potatoes, not the red ones.
What's the difference?
If you cut the potato, I feel like everything's getting slimy and the potatoes breaking up all over the place.
I haven't mastered the boil of potatoes in a crawfish boil. I feel like everything, like you just said, everything gets slimy. There's a method that I just haven't figured it out yet.
Damien did snow crab legs last time we had a crawfish boil over here. Good stuff. And I ain't even have a 5th because I feel like the more stuff you add to the crawfish boil, everything is taking away a little seasoning, and your crawfish isn't as good as if you would have less stuff. So I'm simplistic.
Carrots, man. I
No
know
carrots.
I know you dog.
No color. Mushrooms, good, but I feel like it takes away so much seasoning from everything else.
Okay.
That's-
Kyle from North Golden Meadow wants to know if you could resurrect one defunct Down the Bayou event, what would it be and why?
we probably all agree on this one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you got something.
Super Coon Sunday.
Never did it.
I don't know what
Can't
that
agree-
is.
Can't agree or
y'all too young.
disagree.
What is that?
When I was growing up,
In the-
it was basically LaRose versus Cutoff versus Galliano versus Golden Meadow. You get your little team and you compete in like volleyball, tug of war, softball, probably, and just like basically a Bayou Olympics. And it was one day at the Golden Meadow Park. Awesome time to be
Did you
had.
ride a horse and buggy? to that event?
No, they had just invented the car.
That does sound like a good time.
But I mean, this is something that I'm trying to resurrect. I talk to Ball about it once a year, and we say, "Oh yeah, for sure," and then we never actually make it happen.
Can I make a suggestion? I feel like down the bayou population is crazy different than what it was back in those days. Why don't we do South versus Central versus North? We beat them Thibodeau people's ass. Just throwing that out there.
We're not getting any sponsors from Thibodeau.
I think we will. I think they know we're joking.
They don't listen anyway.
So I have one. Actually have two. Bull Club Fair is something I wish would get brought back. I think that was in Golden Meadow. That was at the Golden Meadow Catholic Church, and it was a huge event as a kid. Something I could just walk to. That I don't know how my grandparents trusted me to go by myself, but they did. And I believe it got outlawed because the priest that came in didn't want anybody drinking near the church, which obviously that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And my second one, going to sports, I wish there was a biddy tournament again. I remember participating in this as a kid, where they would take one or two regular season biddy teams and have this tournament over the weekend or during
Turkey
the week.
tournament.
Well, I don't remember what it was, but
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That was
And
awesome.
Casey, I know when you and I were coaching together in rec, we would schedule some games in Lockport. and
Oh,
I
they
played
didn't
in
want
the
any of that
Rose,
smoke.
and those were pretty awesome. We got accused of taking our travel ball team to one of the regular season events, and
I mean, it was pretty close, but we drafted well. It's their
did.
fault.
we did.
Okay, so
I thought you were gonna go with the Knights of Columbus free throw shooting competition.
That's still happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah. I miss, and I don't care what organization it benefits. I have nothing against cerebral palsy, but if we want to do one for cancer or whatever, I missed the telethon. I think that was pretty cool. I enjoyed working for it. I enjoyed watching it. That's one thing. Another thing I miss, dude, is just like we don't have any fun stuff. Like we used to have wrestling shows once a month, either at the Centralplex or the Youth Center, whatever, boxing shows. Like I feel like we got to do some more to try to like get some stuff. And I get it, insurance costs, and like there's stuff that goes into all that stuff. But I would love, and we've been talking about it for a while, but I would love to get Mustang Mike to come and do a show, here at the Cutoff Youth Center or wherever. They did one, it was probably about 10 years ago now. That was the last one that they did when you guys booked the whole front row. But man, it's just not often enough. Like that used to be a once a month thing. Like I remember the wrestlers would go to Adam's Piggly Wiggly and sign autographs during the day, and then they would wrestle at night. Just not enough of that stuff anymore. I wish more of that stuff would come back.
I feel like the people that come do it, they don't promote it correctly, and then they don't get a crowd, and then they get scared away.
Yeah.
And they don't come back. But it would have to be something that would be consistent for specifically a wrestling show, like every 6 weeks or every 8 weeks, whatever that is.
Yeah, give us some storylines.
Yeah, you build some stuff up and roll from there.
We have a concert and events club, right?
Yeah, that's
It's
our
an
sponsor,
event.
dude.
Come on, Kyle, let's get on that. Start putting some K-Jam's block party. Let's do some wrestling shows, some boxing shows.
I have a
Kyle
great
does
idea.
a good job of bringing like comedy events and
Sure
different
does.
things like that around. That's pretty neat. And I haven't got a chance to go, but I'm hoping that people support that.
Here's the thing. We call it Turtle Kick-Ass.
I was
we get Travis to be the promoter. What the hell were we thinking?
We weren't.
How did
We
we
weren't
expect
thinking.
that to work? Hey, bro, I could work a 10-minute match. Let me go take a bump off of Damien's porch to prove it.
Hey, Trap says women's all wrestling. That was a huge event back in the day. That was a big deal.
Where
Yeah,
was
I
it
don't-
held at?
Any random bar that wanted to.
You know what I wish would be a thing? And I know that this is not something that's going to be a thing anytime soon, maybe 20, 30 years from now. I wish that we could so regulate sports betting to where how we have like poker machines in like restaurants. I wish we had little sports books at little restaurants like that. So and I do it on my app. I get it, but it's just different to like go to a sports bar. But I'm telling you right now, one of my dream businesses would be to have a sports bar that does that type of thing. I
think we've
think that
talked
that
about-
would be huge.
We've talked about doing something like that
Yeah.
before.
It's just so hard to get the license to actually, have a book.
I'd be legit.
What are your top 3 wrestling intros of all time? This is from Jacob from the trees at Thailand, who also may be right across the way from us.
I may have messed with the names. with
Yeah,
some of
no,
these, for
huh?
instance.
That's my favorite part of the mailbag.
Yeah.
The names.
Hey, Jaro, if you can't get out the trees, can you grab me a water? That's actually water from Thailand. that I go into constantly. So my top three, I'm going Flair,
Woo!
I'm going Hogan, and an oddball, and he's never here, so it's hard to see it. But current Rock is fantastic.
Final boss.
Yep.
So I'm going to be specific. Hollywood Hogan, because I like to see him strumming the belt. I am going. And then look, I didn't like him as a wrestler, but Prime Goldberg, where they show him walking from the locker room, beating his face in and blowing the smoke out of his nose after he's getting hit by the pyro. So I'm going Goldberg there. And then the last one, man, I didn't, again, and God rest his soul, he's no longer with us. Bray Wyatt would do some cool stuff too.
Yep.
Casey stole my number one. My number one by far was Bray Wyatt. That song was awesome. The fireflies with the people with the cell phones and their little flashlights, the lantern, creepy dudes with them. Bray Wyatt, number one entrance of all time.
Yeah.
Then my number two, Enzo Amore and Big Cass. With Enzo just talking on the mic, and I don't even remember what song they came out to, but just Enzo's mic skills. I always thought that was awesome. That was the highlight of the night when Enzo and Big Cass would come out. My third one's when you hear that glass break, Stone Cold's
that's a
coming
good
out.
one.
Shit's over.
So let me tell you
Shutting it
something.
down. Like
Let me tell you
Curtis
something.
always wrong. Curtis, what you doing down my, what you doing down the entrance
Vince
ramp?
McMahon, Stone Cold, what you doing down my street?
That is a check mark that we have to get every episode.
So you fist bumping me. I'm like, yeah.
so let me tell you, you guys could YouTube this. There was, I don't remember what the storyline was. Enzo and Cass were feuding with, I think, like Triple H and them, and they were the Authority. So they unplugged their mics for their little promo. So Enzo does the promo without a mic, and you were
the crowd basically said word for word what he was saying, so he didn't need a mic.
It was insane how fucking over they were.
Yeah,
that was nuts.
I got some honorable mentions for this one. New Age Outlaws.
That was good.
Oh, you didn't know?
That shit was fire. AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, Bo Dallas running down the aisle.
Yeah.
What he used to do?
I think he used to run around the ring just like a victory lap before he lost.
That was the good stuff.
We got Mustang Mike watching.
Yeah. Hey, look, shout out Mustang Mike in the chat. Mustang and Psycho's techno entrance.
Yeah.
That was solid.
Mustang, if you were not listening about 10, 15 minutes ago, we were pushing pretty hard. We got to get a wrestling show down the bayou, baby.
Bro,
we got to come to the COIC.
This dude has been on me to do that forever. I hope that's what he comes back with. Let's go. We actually, Jairo, who's in the house tonight, was with me, and we had a Hard Rock Casino bar meeting of the minds, and we tried to put some stuff together, but it just hasn't come to fruition.
Let's benefit SL Biddy. Let's benefit something. Let's make it worth its while. But yeah, let's make it happen.
Got a sponsor, group chat.
Amen.
Might have to put the belts on us though.
Do you think Anthony Edwards will step into that face of the league role at some point? This is from Jaro from the Sand Bunker.
That's good stuff. So my answer on this, I think the start of the playoffs into the regular season, to quote Scarface, he had the world by the short and curlies. Now he's getting to that point that he's going to have to win something to get to that next level. Can he be the face of the league at some point? Absolutely. But he's going to have to get to the conference finals, which he's not doing this year. And he's going to have to win something to get that right behind him.
I agree with that. He got he's the one that should step up because he's the marketable guy. You got Wembanyama, not very marketable. You got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, not very marketable. Like you got a bunch of guys coming up. What's Cade Cunningham? Not all that marketable. And why am I fucking stumbling on that word?
Cooper Flag.
Cool. Yeah, he sucks. But you got a bunch of guys coming up that Anthony Edwards is the guy that people gravitate towards, and he just needs to win something because you can't just keep making it to the conference finals or I don't know even where they went last year.
Conference finals, I believe.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like, bro, his second best player is Julius Randle, who was like the third best player on a bad Pelicans team. So my theory is I think that they're going to get Mike Conley out of there. He's a little old. I think that they're going to be in the market to maybe try to get Drew Holiday this offseason, Rumors are Boston's going to be shopping, trying to get below the tax. Like, let's see. He's only 23 years old. So to answer the question, I think he's going to get there eventually. But obviously he's not there right now, but he is only 23 years old. So I'm willing to give him another 3-4 years.
Yeah, he's got some time. You know what's weird? So SGA, that if you're in the business world, that's a budgeting term. So every time I hear that, I cringe and think about the budget that I have to manage.
Mustang says, let's set a date. Let's go, champ. We're going to make it happen.
As long as Nick gets to manage 3 guys. You missed that story, Mustang. You're going to have to go back and listen to that. Nick, we chatted a little bit about the last time we were involved with you in a show in Amelia. And it's a pretty good story.
Nick was managing 3 guys from
that he didn't know the names of.
All right. Cody from Galliano wants to know, what wrestler in history or current wrestler that never held the heavyweight title would you love to put the belt on for a run? I want to go first. The $1 Million Man, all day long. I know he had that little thing where he bought the belt, whatever. But, dude, it would have been so legit if the $1 Million Man would have had a run and Hogan would have actually been chasing. That's my answer.
I'm motting you right there with you. And in my note, I had, if you don't agree with that, you are not a wrestling purist. Jake Roberts has to be in that discussion as well, as well as Mr. Perfect. That's the 3.
Mr. Perfect.
And then you're looking at Arn Anderson on the WCW side. That's guys that probably didn't need it, but would have been a very, very nice to have.
Did you ever hear Jake Roberts tell this story? And I believe this. I think this is true. Where like he and Hogan were doing like tag matches against like Boss Man and Akeem. And they had to rip it apart at the house shows because Vince was getting pissed that Jake was getting a bigger pop than Hogan was. Mm-hmm. And it was like ruining Hogan's vibe or whatever. So, yeah, I'm with you. Jake Roberts, dude, I know he wasn't the big muscle guy and maybe wasn't the most reliable, had some issues, whatever. But, dude, he was over as hell. And that would have been awesome.
That was my guy, too. Jake the Snake Roberts. Cutting the promo, there was nobody better. Like, never had to raise his voice. Even talk so low that you can almost not even hear him. And his promos were still amazing. In the ring, I mean, I never actually worked him, but it looked like he was very smooth, and the whole snake thing. I would have hated to work with that dude. With
so
a snake.
We talk about doing like the watch-alongs or whatever. We need to do one on that Heroes of Wrestling pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's so bad.
That would be tremendous.
Yeah, it would be. And I don't think it's copywritten, so we would be able to legally do it.
There's one copy on YouTube, and it's off of like this
VCR.
It's a VHS.
When was that?
It was in the mid 90s.
In Bay St. Louis. It was
in Bay
St. Louis.
Yeah, Jake Roberts was hammered. Wasn't able to wrestle. Was supposed to wrestle. Yeah.
You want to play 21?
Murder from Galliano wants to know, give me your top 3 rankings for post-event showers. Mardi Gras, grass cutting, fishing trip, golf day, hurricane cleanup, etc. So what is the exact? I know what exactly is he asking here?
Like what's
when after you do one of these things, what shower feels the best?
Yep. So he took all my answers.
Yeah, so, say grass cutting's up there for sure.
Hurricane cleanup is top notch. That hurt when you've been full of mud and getting eaten up by mosquitoes and all dirty. That hurricane cleanup shower, and then probably don't have electricity, so you're just basically sitting in a generator.
That is your shower.
You take your shower and you just go sit on the sofa with that air conditioner running off a generator, the generator noise, and you just out.
So I didn't even have that in my top 3.
That's my favorite.
So I need a regular shower after this. So that's why hurricane didn't make it, and fishing is 3. Because normally when you're taking that post-fishing shower, you at a camp or you at somewhere else. I need to be in my shower to get the full experience.
Let me tell you, look, I'm the dumbest human being ever. I thought he was talking about what event does it feel the coolest after you get rained on. I'm thinking literal rain shower. I'm the stupidest son of a bitch alive. Look, it's raining out here, so that's where my mind went. Y'all are talking about bathing. All right, my bad. Okay, that's gonna change my answer.
Like getting rained on while you're cutting the grass.
So, I was thinking like, oh yeah, like dude, I've been cutting grass, so now it's cloudy. Like, hey, that's relieving. I'm the stupidest son of a bitch ever. My bad.
Think about it. I'll rant for a little bit. Post-ride Mardi Gras is number 1. You have 100 different things on you from.
I still don't feel clean though.
beads,
Glitter.
from glitter, from smoke bombs, from whatever else is happening, sweating throughout the day, beer spilled all over you. That's number one. Most
You
recent?
drunk. I don't know. I just never feel clean, and I'm still drunk by the time I'm showering.
Most recently, my number two spot goes to post 18 holes of golf. That's damn solid. You gotta do 4 or 5 showers before you get all the layers of sunscreen off you. You hurting, and then you probably eating something stupid after you're going straight to bed. That's a solid one. And then fishing, like I said, is 3. Only it used to be my number one, but it's normally not at the house, and I need to be at the house.
Okay, so now that I actually know what the question is, for me, number one would be a night out after like going to the casino or the bar and you smell like cigarette smoke and smell fucking terrible. That's number one for me because I can't do the smoke thing at all.
Drunk cigs or regular cigs?
Regular cigs. The second one would be probably post hurricane was, dude, you moving branches and all that stuff, you all dirty, and yeah. The shower water probably is only cold because your hot water heater ain't working, all that good stuff. So that one's probably on the list there. And I'm trying to think. For me, at my work, we do a lot of like baseball and softball stuff where we're in the sun all day, and that's usually a pretty good one too. You get in after 3.5 hour baseball game, and you're just sitting there getting beat on by the sun. That's usually a pretty relieving shower.
Honorable mention in there is prior to Solid Foods getting the ACs in the press box. Those hot football games. That's a good one as well.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Keegan. Thank you, Brian. Whoever's responsible for getting us that AC, we love you.
And I don't know about post grass cutting because I don't cut grass.
There you go. What is your GOAT road trip carpool karaoke song from Cody Putz from 50 Feet from the Green?
These names are tremendous. So I went straight pre-basketball games because that's where normally my road trips are coming from. Rides to the gym. I'm going Tupac, Hit 'Em Up, and the game, We Ain't. That puts me in the mode, and that's normally why I practice arguing with officials.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll go. Okay. It says karaoke, so you have you singing along, and I feel like there's other people in the car singing along with you. So I'm gonna go with Bohemian Rhapsody.
That would have been my answer. USOB.
Overrated.
Come on. Greatest band ever.
Easy come, easy go. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, yeah, that's one for sure. You got any others?
That was mine.
Well, now that you stole my answer, I'm gotta give something else. Thunderstruck, dude. I like to rock out with some Thunderstruck.
I figured it would be Miss Jackson.
Sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo!
You ever drank? Sorry. Have you ever done the Thunderstruck drinking game?
Oh no, it sounds fun though.
Every time they say thunder, you drink.
Okay.
There's a lot of just
you been.
Hey,
thunder.
Panel discussion. Going back to the previous question, you mentioned cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
If you, and I know I'm probably going to disagree with this, but if you buy a pack of cigarettes, or let's just say the 4 people you go and play golf with buy a pack of cigarettes just to keep in your bag, it doesn't get used. The whole pack doesn't get used for, let's say, a month.
Mm-hmm.
Is that considered a drunk cig, or the fact that you're buying it eliminates that?
No, we already had this discussion. If you bought it, it doesn't count.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Gyro's in the chat. I have a Olivia Rodrigo obsession as well. I do jam that in the pregame as well.
Okay. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of.
Got my driver's license last week.
Marcus from LCO, a regular listener and viewer of these podcasts, wants to know, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, will the SEC and Big Ten really break away from the NCAA? There have been talks about that. What's the end goal? Do you think that this is a good idea? So we talked about this a little bit earlier where Brian Kelly says, hey, we want 9 conference games. We want an automatic game with the Big Ten. That's kind of the first step to the SEC and the Big Ten just kind of taking over the sport and saying, hey, screw you guys. We're the college football version of the NFL, and we're playing our own league. Is that going to eventually happen? And if so, is it a good idea? I don't think it's going to eventually happen just with them. I do think there is a world where the SEC, Big Ten, Big 12, and ACC eventually form their version of the NFL, where they're going to say, all right, we got a 55, 60 team league here. We're going to play only against each other. We're going to make the schedules balanced. We're going to have divisions, much like the NFL, and we're going to have a Super Bowl at the end. I think that's coming. Do I think that that's good for the sport? In terms of NIL regulation and stuff, yeah, probably so. It's probably the only way to fix a lot of the crap that we got broken. Does it hurt the schools like Nichols? It cripples them, frankly. So it ain't good for them. So it'd be a situation where the rich will get richer, the poor will get poorer. Whether you think that's good or not, I don't know. But as an LSU fan, we certainly should like it, because it would be probably pretty good for them. What say you, gentlemen?
So I pretty much have the same answer. I think within 5 to 7 years, you're going to see a Power 4, Power 5 division. What I would really, really like to see, and this is never going to happen, and it's very, very far-fetched, I would like to see a soccer-style format where you got a big division, small division. First place moves up, last place moves down. I watched a sim of a guy that's on YouTube that simmed it on the college football game, and he linked up 2 conferences, and it created some crazy, crazy matchups and divisions. It was pretty neat to see. That'll never happen, but ideally, that would be something I'd like to see.
I wish, and I said this all the time, I wish that relegation would be a thing in the big professional sports leagues. Because you know what wouldn't happen? The Saints and what their last 4 or 5 years and what their next 5 or 6 years would be. That wouldn't happen.
You can't be complicit.
Right.
Or that's not the word.
Complacent.
Complacent. Yeah.
You can't say after going 21-61, hey, we're going to bring our coach back and we're going to keep the fat ass superstar on our roster. You can't do that. So I would love to, but it obviously never would happen for a couple of reasons. A, because if Seattle has the G League team that's waiting to come up, Seattle ain't supporting the G League team until they're at the big show. So they would go bankrupt while waiting. In Europe with soccer, it's not that way. That second league is still generating crazy interest. In college, though, it's a little bit different. So, like, if we have a situation where, like, let's say Boise's on the outskirts and they're waiting on Purdue to lose a game to try to get into the big leagues, I think Boise fans still would support them. So if relegation ever would work, I do think it could maybe work with college athletics.
So let me ask you this, and I don't know. You guys are the soccer folks. Do they have a draft in that league?
So you basically signing free agents.
So
you have a transfer window every year where if there's a guy that plays for Orlando FC and you are Manchester, if you want to buy that guy from them, you pay him the money.
Yep, you can rent and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you can get him on loan. You can purchase him, and he's your player now.
So I think even having the draft in that would make it even better, because those lower teams that you just take a spot of, say, New Orleans at a number 1, whoever's taking that spot gets that draft pick and gets to make their team even better.
Like I see, and you just shared the comment from Pierce about how relegation would make NBA and MLB much better. Can you imagine right now if the Pirates, who are awful, were sweating out the idea of maybe having Paul Skeens get relegated? Like, so here's what would happen. The Pirates would get relegated. Then they would loan Paul Skeens to like the Yankees or something. Like it'd be crazy.
It would definitely throw a wrench, and I think that would be awesome. We're about to get a live reaction from something.
All right, what's up?
I just got my schedule for the weekend.
All right,
and I'm nervous.
Your AAU schedule. Where are you going to play?
I'm about to tell you.
No. Like what city?
Hammond.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to take an hour.
I enjoy Hammond tournaments.
I was going to say, if you were going to say Raceland, I was going to say there's nothing to worry about there. I mean, that's going to be.
So I already know the 8th grade schedule. If you're a parent watching, I'm going to send this to you tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course, we get the 8 o'clock game against the Shockers B, which I'm not sure what that is. And we play BST at 9. Why in the fuck would you put us at 8 and then 9? I'm not playing that. I'm just not going to go. I'm not playing fucking back-to-back games.
Different gyms?
Different cities, probably.
No, same gym, same. That's ridiculous.
Same court?
Same court. We play just back-to-back games when they got 6 teams in the freaking bracket.
Don't make any sense.
We're not doing
Coach,
that.
can you come Friday night instead?
Luckily, I haven't paid yet.
I love the can you come Friday night instead? For Biddy.
I am going to be triggered the rest of this episode, just to let you know. I'm pissed.
All good. You ready for the next question?
No.
What professional sports organization that has never won a championship would you like to see win one? This is from Not Murder from a foreclosed house in Galliano.
God
I mean, easy answer for me. The Clippers, right? I mean, that would give Harden a ring. That would shut Chop up finally. The Clippers.
current day, Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
Good one.
I'd like to see Campbell win. Dude's legit. He's weird.
he is
but
weird.
If I had a son, like I would want my kid playing for somebody like that.
I have-
Not that he would schedule back-to-back fucking games on a Saturday morning.
I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals for obvious LSU reasons.
Hey. Dude, Joe Burrow would be such a goat if he fixed LSU's offense, won a natty, and then dropped the Bengals curse on its head and won the Super Bowl. Like, my God, he would be such a legend, more so than what he already is now. Next question from Nick from DTB. See, we don't troll the good people. Nick wants to know, what are your favorite accounts to follow on TikTok? I have a TikTok, don't even use it. I'm sorry. So I will plug us. Group chat podcasts.
Any hot blonde. That's my answer.
Fair enough.
I gotta go with like Brandon Walker is one of my favorite. Brandon from Barstool.
Dude's an idiot.
He is an idiot, but some
Frank the
good
Tank,
content.
baby.
Yeah. There's a guy I can't think of his name. Like, I'm not even gonna try to say it, but there's a dude that pretends like he's in the 1940s and he somehow hacked into TikTok and like he's broadcasting live from his house in the 1940s, is in black and white.
That sounds interesting.
And he's talking to people and people are asking him a message and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
So
And
like
then-
he thinks World War II is going on.
yeah, he's in the middle of the war. Like he's not serving in the war, but he's talking about how he hopes that
His
you know,
sugar's gonna not be rationed tomorrow.
it's good stuff. The guy goes live and he stays in character the whole like probably 3 hours he's on live.
Send me that.
Good content.
I feel like I have not.
I'm
I
gonna get his
follow
name.
900 people and I don't know anybody. There's a really fat golf dude that's on Barstool.
Is it
pretty entertaining?
I think his name is Fat something. Fat Perez. Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. He's not very. He is good, but he just looks terrible.
Planet Antonio is the guy I'm talking about. Planet Antonio. Check him out. He has a couple different characters he does, but when he does the old 1940s guy, it's amazing. Like people call in and talk to him, and he's confused about everything they're talking about, and he's not sure what like they're talking about. Like talking on, I'm talking to you through my phone. He's like, he picks up his like old. Like, he's like, I don't even know how you would do that. And
I think
It's good
that'd
stuff.
be interesting. Okay.
Planet Antonio.
While we were talking about Fat Perez, who's your social media golf goat? Are you a Grant Horvat guy? Are you a Brian Bros? Any of them?
My problem is I watch all these videos and I don't pay attention to who the people are.
Okay. So Grant Horvat's probably the most popular one. And the reason why I brought it up is he is supposedly got an invite on a sponsor's exemption to play in a PGA Tour event. He's wondering whether or not he should or shouldn't do it. I say, hell yeah. If they invited you, go do it. He's on nervous, like, oh, bro, I'm going to take a spot of somebody who belongs, whatever. I'll tell you this. I think it's bullshit that they suspended the Bryan brother, Wesley Bryan, from the tour because he competed in the YouTube event with Grant Horvat that had some live golf guys on it. Like, what are we doing? They suspended him for a year. You're taking this dude's job away for a year because he competed in like a scramble on YouTube with Phil Mickelson in it. Like, what are we doing? That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. They need to get over their butthurt with live golf because guess what? As much as you guys whine and complain about, oh, bro, they affiliated with the Saudis, every one of the companies that's y'all sponsors are affiliated with the Saudis. Every one of them.
You
So-
saw the rule change about giving strokes to the participants in that FedEx Cup or whatnot.
Yeah, I did see that. They're not going to do that anymore, huh?
That's I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, while we're on the TikTok thing, shout out our sponsor, Tommy Bado. His TikTok is very entertaining. Good follow. Educational, interesting.
Tommy was, what was he talking about the other day about video games or something? I saw that on Facebook. Did y'all watch that one?
I don't watch Tommy stuff. I'm kidding.
Listen to
I'm
this.
kidding. I do.
Just putting them over.
He loses too many 5- and 6-year-old baseball games for me to take him serious.
Speedy from LaRose wants to know, I like this question. Will Southwick High School field a girls flag football team now that the LHSA has approved a 2-year pilot program with the sport becoming sanctioned in the 2027-2028 season.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It is a thing, and it's being pushed heavily by the New Orleans Saints, which means it's going to be a shit show.
So I'm going to take Nick's route here. What season would that be played in?
That's where I think we're going to fail. I think it's going to be a winter sport. And let me tell you, there's way too much soccer and girls basketball in this general Bayou region community. You ain't taking Nyla Lyons away from basketball, though she would be a bomb-ass flag football player. You ain't taking, the star forward at Vanderbilt Catholic away from the girls soccer team, even though she probably would be a bomb-ass wide receiver. And here's my question about it, and here's why I would have some reservations. What's the end game? You play high school sports to learn life lessons, yeah, but also to have a chance to play the next level, right? They know LSU girls flag football team, so why would you, if you're a great athlete, why wouldn't you play something that you could play at the next level? So I'm a little leery. I think what we're going to see next would be wrestling at South Lafourche. I think that's coming fairly soon.
I'm on that bandwagon.
And I think what you're also going to see next is a little more of the growth of the powerlifting and that type of stuff, which has grown a lot in the area. I think those things would be a little more quick to come than the flag football.
So I do think we'd be really good. We have some really good female athletes. I've seen some highlights of some of the New Orleans schools playing the girls flag football. It's pretty legit, but I just don't see that happening here.
It's just like at what cost? You're right. If we win and we lined up our 10 best athletes made a flag football team, yeah, we'd be great. But if all of those 10 best kids can't play girls basketball, what are we doing? You're right. It's not happening. So,
and a lot of them would be cheerleading, and there's just so much that they got going on. Where you going to squeeze that in?
Yeah, and it'll be interesting.
Let's go back to the wrestling thing.
That's coming.
Let's get wrestling to South Lafourche. We got some jiu-jitsu kids that will. If you're good at jiu-jitsu, you're kind of good at wrestling. If you're good at wrestling, you're really good at jiu-jitsu. So let's get some jiu-jitsu at South Lafourche. Let's get some jiu-jitsu too, but let's get a wrestling program at South Lafourche. Wrestling at South Lafourche. Let's do it. 2026.
So
Keegan,
you know a guy, right? Terrebonne has it. Vanderbilt has it. Bourgeois has it. Houma Christian has it. It is growing. Obviously, all the metro schools have it. I believe Hanville and the River schools have it. What they're going to need, and I was talking about this with Brian previously. He said the biggest loophole or the biggest hurdle they're going to have to climb, not anything to do with the equipment, getting that mat or whatever. It's a couple $1,000. We'll be able to make that happen. The thing that they're going to have to do is they're going to have to go to the school board and convince them to open up another coaching stipend. That's going to be the biggest hurdle. If they could do that, hey, be good to go. I think it'd be a pretty smooth fix. But, sometimes money's tight, whatever it may be, we'll see. But that, according to Brian, was the former AD, said he believes that'd be the biggest hurdle, is getting the school system to open up another coaching stipend in their budget.
Can you put a soapbox under me right now?
Sure.
Can we find somewhere other than a basketball gym to do all this stuff?
Those mats fit perfectly on the basketball court.
They'll fit perfectly in
the commons area.
There's every sport, whether it's dancing, cheerleading, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not crapping on all that stuff because it's extremely valuable. But it always takes the gym. Always, no matter what. I remember being at South Lafourche having to fight for gyms with sports that weren't in season, and everybody wants to take the gym. Find another place to do it. I'm all for it. Just go outside.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there.
Or put us a basketball court outside.
I remember Kyle put some goals on the tennis court one time.
Was that like just a troll move?
No, I think what it was is
we had practice on the football field.
No, I think it was after Ida didn't have a situation like where they were stable to go to Central or whatever locked down yet. So like he was going to go to Walmart and buy a goal and just put it on the tennis court.
I could see him being pissed off that he couldn't have his practice. I'm going to show them, we have to practice outside on the tennis court.
Yeah, I don't think this was a troll move. I think that this was legit.
That's why we practice outside on the football field. And I think it's the same season we had to go find our starting center playing Tubo on the football field.
Well, next question from James from Thibodaux. Have you ever changed your opinion on any topic simply because of the people that have the same opinion? 100%.
Absolutely.
I did it today.
dude, like, okay, I was a huge Saints fan during the Aaron Brooks era. When the Saints got good and everybody claimed to have been a fan their whole life, which was bullshit because my whole childhood, the Saints were blacked out on TV because none of y'all went. I jumped off the bandwagon. I was a big Red Sox fan until the Red Sox beat the Yankees and won the World Series the next round. Then everybody's a Red Sox fan. Guess what? Now I ain't a Red Sox fan. So yeah, I was a fan of some LSU football players in years past. And after all the hype, like I wouldn't have nothing against Nussmeier at the beginning of his career. But after everybody wanted him to start over Jaden Daniels and everybody was shitting on Jaden Daniels every week, guess what? I became a huge Jaden Daniels fan just to try to prove everybody wrong. So yeah, of course, you're talking to 2 people, 3 people here. We live off of those types of trolls, man. That's what we do.
Oh, I agree.
100%, Casey. You just said everything that I wanted to say and everything that I was trying to say. That was a brilliant tirade right there.
And y'all anti-Saints makes me more of a Saints fan. So yes, I definitely agree.
I pride myself on being anti-bandwagon.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like if you got a nice neighborhood and then some trashy dude moves into your neighborhood and ruins your property value, you won't want to live there anymore. So it's basically the same thing. If you like something and somebody you don't like starts liking it, you kind of got to move on to the next thing. You can't just stay there.
Chop, you're right, dude. You are right. He says I've got 6 favorite NBA teams since I've known him. Every team that Harden's on. It's not a secret. Now, I will say this. After he retires, I'm going to stay with the Clippers. I like the owner, Ballmer. He's nuts. I'm going to stay with the Clippers. Well, what's wrong with that, Jaro?
Glutton for punishment, Casey.
You're a Laker fan?
You do the same thing with LeBron.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but I like Ballmer, dude. Like, here's the thing I like about the Clippers. They were in the Lakers' shadow forever. And Ballmer said, fuck that. I'm building my own arena. Like, I like that. I appreciate that. He's an underdog, but he don't want to be.
So now he has no banners in his arena and he never will.
Hey, maybe so. The wall is awesome. That is awesome. Let's see. I like this one from Consuelo. What is your favorite home cooked meal and who cooks it the best? No wimping out on not saying who cooks it the best either. I am a big meat, rice, and gravy fan, and my meemaw makes that the best.
So every Sunday when my great grandmother Amy was alive, she would cook roast rice corn. I didn't even know if it was good, but it's such a core memory. That's what I'm going with. Also, very close honorable mention, my great grandma, who I was lucky she was alive while I was a kid, made this crazy good pineapple like sheet cake thing.
Oh, that sounds good.
That was tremendous. And now the 41-year-old fat ass that I am, I would put that with some vanilla ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
That would be tremendous.
Nicola?
My grandma Rita used to make what she called, it was something in French and I didn't understand.
It
was tout oignon or something like that. And it kind of breaks down to and translates to something about onions, onion or whatever. So it's just basically number 7 steaks cut up small in a gravy over rice. And it is amazing.
Sounds good.
My grandma actually absolutely crushed it every single time. Like nobody. My mom tried to make it, not so good. Claire makes it now, and she's getting closer every single time. Shout out Claire. We're a little too oignon thing. But my grandma absolutely crushed it, and nobody's been able to top it.
Hey, Casey, if you're a rice and gravy fan and you were in the Lafayette area, Fezzo's has a tremendous.
What do they have on there? What's it called?
Rice and gravy.
Fezzo onion.
I never know what to order when I go there.
I haven't had anything that's bad there.
Big Steve makes some mean brisket. I think I've shared some of that with y'all sometimes before. He makes some mean
Not
brisket.
often enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. I just got asked, and this is not a question, but well, I guess it's a live question from a listener. Abby wants us to chime in on Uncle Donnie pardoning Young Boy and the Chrisleys.
The Chrisleys.
The Chrisley, dude. The Chrisleys stole millions of dollars. Uncle Donnie said, "Hey, y'all good? Why is the Tiger King still in prison, Uncle Donnie?"
Did he actually sign the pardon?
Yeah, it's done as of today.
It wasn't an auto pen?
Oh yeah, he actually signed.
Okay, well,
Let me ask you this:
he has the right to do it, so it's whatever.
the Grizzlies. That's the Grizzlies. That's the same people that had the show on
That aggravating
USA.
ass show after
Everybody
Raw.
loves the Grizzlies or whatever it was.
What the hell did they do? I'm not even.
Tax
Grizzlies
fraud,
knows
and they apparently like defrauded a company out of $3 million or something like that.
That cringy guy,
Yeah.
the dad.
And dude, they were about ready. Listen to this. Now, I guess this will be canceled now that they're pardoned. They were about ready to start a new season of the show with the kids as the stars and the parents appearing via phone from prison. So, hey, I didn't tell you guys this. I talked to Joe Exotic on Twitter last week.
Get out of here.
I did.
From
He's
prison.
Yeah, he runs a
I thought he was out of prison.
no. He's still in jail. He runs a Twitter. I guess so. It's either
never gonna financially recover from this.
so.
That was such a good show.
So Joe Exotic.
Perfect. There was nothing in the history of the world better time than the Tiger King.
What the hell
100%.
happened to Savannah Crisley? Oh, nothing.
That's the daughter. Yeah, she's
That's
good.
the one I was concerned about.
So all right. So Tiger King shares on Twitter, which apparently he tweets all day long from prison. He shares a story from like this is called like Porn Magazine or something like it's a porno magazine, and it's a reporter who has the headline saying, like Tiger, it's past time. Donald Trump should pardon the Tiger King. And Tiger King shared that. And it was like, finally, a reputable reporter, sharing my story. And I subtweeted that and I said, I'm on your side, bro, but the dude's a fucking porn writer. And he replied back. He was like, yeah, you're right. But it is also finally somebody sharing my side of the story. So I take pride in that. I talked to the Tiger King last week, baby. It was beautiful.
He got framed by Carol Baskin.
Did she feed her husband to the alligators?
Absolutely.
100%.
No, the Tigers.
Oh, yeah, alligators. Tigers. Yeah, you're right.
Nick,
That
how
would have
did,
been a good swerve if she fed him to alligators. Everybody's looking at the Tigers.
how did he get his phone in prison? You said last week you couldn't get
Yeah,
your phone.
I don't know. He might have a web TV or something.
Did y'all see the second season of Tiger King? Like, I'm
Oh,
pretty sure.
seen everything.
I'm pretty sure the husband's in Costa Rica. Right?
The second season was kind of bad though. Wasn't that just like somebody who researched it and he was talking about it?
Well, yeah, your boy's in jail. Like they can't
Yeah.
follow him around anymore. But
remember
I
seeing
am pretty sure that your boy is disappeared and in Costa Rica. I don't think he was
Oh,
fed
the
to
husband,
Tiger.
Carol
Yeah,
Baskin's
yeah.
husband.
Like they had some pretty good evidence
Oh,
that
a wife like Carol Baskin, that might not have been that bad of an idea.
next time she goes live, let's bombard her and troll. the
She goes,
fuck
what
out
she
of
goes live on?
her. Her kitty place or whatever.
On
like-
TikTok.
Facebook.
Carol Baskin's about to get it.
Let's go on her live and get blocked.
Some of those songs that came out post Tiger King.
Oh, that was the big TikTok craze at one point.
fantastic.
Think we can make Carol Baskin switch from heel to babyface on her own videos over again with trolling? Let's see. What professional sports are no, we had this one twice. My bad. Best basketball shoe of all time, brand and model from Pierce from Golden Meadow. Whew, I can tell you the ones that I went the longest links to get, and this was when I was in 7th grade. The old Iversons. They were white and black, and it almost made like a little 8 on the side of the shoe. Pierce will know exactly what we're talking about. We were in the same grade. Everybody, when we were in 7th and 8th grade, had them. I think they were like the Iverson 2s or 3s or whatever. Oh,
So the-
Lord.
The
Couldn't-
questions or the answers?
What's that?
That was the first shoes that Iverson had. One of them was the answer, and one of them was the question.
I don't. In fact, I'll go and find the picture of it right now. But everybody wanted them. We couldn't find them at home, and we had to go to New Orleans.
My
Like,
dad even had Iverson shoes.
come on.
Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked her. Can't convince me that it didn't happen.
That's great.
Fed 'em
That is great.
Tigers, they snack it. What happened? Carol.
Sorry, I thought we needed some background music.
These. Looks like the answer 3s. These.
Okay,
The black and white ones.
Black and white.
I don't remember those. What the ones that almost look like a shell toe?
Yeah, it's like almost like the little black design. Yeah, yeah. They were the shoes that everybody when I was in 7th and 8th grade had. It was the team shoe of Golden Meadow that year, and we went to the ends of the earth to find those.
So the OG Iversons, they just released Reebok just released some golf shoes, and they're like $250.
Ooh.
Yeah, not getting those. So this is an easy answer. The OG Jordan 11s.
Yeah.
That's zero debate right there. That's the patent leathers. It's a classic shoe. a lot of folks are in love with that. And what really makes me happy is that a lot of Duke fans are in love with those shoes, and a lot of Duke fans have Michael Jordan as their best player. And to have to support a person like that from a rival school is tremendous as a UNC fan.
Dude, has there ever, and we're going to get Nick's answer obviously in just a second, but has there ever been a business move in the history of business smarter than Nike in Jordan's rookie season saying, I know you got to wear a solid color shoe. We don't care. We're paying the fine. Because Jordan, a lot of people don't know that story. Jordan got fined by the NBA every single game for wearing those shoes. Nike said, write it out, MJ, swallow the fine. NBA eventually lifted the rule, and now Michael Jordan is a billionaire because of that decision.
Ever saw that movie?
It's a good movie.
It's a good
It's a good movie.
Yep.
What's your answer, Nick?
It's kind of weird that they never actually showed Jordan. It was just like over his shoulder or a silhouette or something like that. It was kind of weird. But my answer, Damien took a Jordan 11's best basketball shoe ever. But my honorable mention would be just Reebok pumps. I know the Andre Agassi Reebok pumps aren't basketball shoes, but those were the best pumps ever.
So did you guys see, staying on the topic of Michael Jordan, did you guys see that he is going to be an NBA analyst next year for NBC?
I did see that.
What's that going to be? It's like, dude, we've never seen him speak before, except for The Last Dance. Since he retired, he's completely disappeared. He's never really made public appearances. We've heard Charles Barkley say before that they're not even friends anymore, because Charles Barkley was making fun of the Bobcats and the Hornets with MJ running the team, and Jordan got butthurt about it. Like, what that's going to be, I feel like LeBron and like this age of stars are better to get slammed by MJ. I feel like MJ is going to come out and he's going to lay the lumber on these people.
The ideal thing to do with him would be to put him on some type of sports betting show, because he'd be tremendous, or he'd be terrible and lose a bunch of money. But nah, he's old school, man. He's going to tell the truth. But that's a good point. He's never really been in that broadcast setting. A lot of old NBA folks go to regional television, cut their teeth there, and then end up on ESPN or whatever. But look, if Perkins could have a freaking job right now, that dude's going through some mental shit right now. He's insane.
Is there a world where he's just like really bad? Like, I mean, Drew Brees was so bad at it, he got fired after 1 year. Like, is there a world where the GOAT is only the GOAT of playing basketball and like he wasn't a good owner, wasn't a good executive? Like, is there a world where he just sucks and is not well spoken?
It's possible, but the last GOAT that got into television is doing a pretty damn good job right now, Nick Saban.
Yeah, Tom Brady ain't doing too bad either. So, fair point.
He's in that conversation there.
Fair
He
point.
made at the lead of the conversation.
What about you, Nick? You're looking forward to hearing what MJ got to say?
Even if he's no good at it, he's still better than half the people you see on ESPN. So, I mean, the guy, he's knowledgeable. He could just alpha anybody that he's talking about basketball to. And if he's nice, he's nice. If he wants to be, if he wants to alpha people, that's going to be even more fun to watch. So let's see how he does.
Jamel Hill had a show
Just
for
terrible.
years, so he'll be all right.
That is the one person. Chopper's told me his levels of trolling. He's like, hey, dude, I troll you all the time, but I actually like you. He says, no, I troll Jamel Hill trying to get her to, like slit her wrist, So yeah, there's levels to this. And yeah, I'm happy to be on the right end of the Chop spectrum. What is your go-to place for hot wings? And what's the most wings you've ever taken down in a single sitting? This is from Jason from B&R Lane.
Find the little lane and go to metal. B&R.
Overrated.
B&R?
B&R is way overrated.
Go-to plays. I like Hooters. I mean, I know that we've talked about how the waitresses smoke weed in the bathroom and stuff a couple shows ago, but Hooters, most in a sitting. I'm not a big wing guy, I ain't gonna lie, so probably not very many.
Nick, you got an answer?
Yeah, definitely. Benny B's.
Hey, yeah, that's good.
Galliano.
That's a good
Awesome
answer.
place.
I didn't think of them.
Wings are good. Service is good. Owner's good.
Oh, Voo.
But I mean, I'm not a I can't eat like 30 wings or 20 wings. Give me I might get trolled in the chat for this, but give me like 4 or 6 boneless wings and I'm good.
My God.
Boneless.
Chicken nuggets.
My God.
Boneless wings,
Chicken nuggets.
tenders.
My guy, it is chicken nuggets, but that's better than navigating through that
Playing around
damn
with no
bone.
damn bones,
Just
bro.
eat a tender. Same shit.
What's your answer?
So under the radar wings locally is, and you wouldn't think of this, is La Casa.
Come on.
La Casa, I don't care for a lot of their other stuff, but somebody turned me on to that. They're spicy. They got they have to be marinated. That's one of my favorites locally. And then as far as the most, man, college was a bad time for me. We used to go to Hooters a lot.
Oh, we had Pluckers in Baton Rouge too. We used to get trouble over there.
So the manager of the Hooters in Lafayette also ran a cable access show. He's a huge wrestling fan. So you would answer these trivia questions, and at the time we pretty much knew everything. You would get $25 at Hooters or whatever the prize was. Guaranteed I could house 40 wings at that time.
Could you eat 40 chicken nuggets after a basketball game?
Did I win or lose?
You won.
Probably.
Oh, no. I'm making a joke. You remember how we did that bet with Brody and Coach Colley eating 40 nuggets after the game? Were you on the staff, Ben?
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, Brody bet Coach Colley that he couldn't eat 40 nuggets after a game, and he did it easily. And Brody had to run suicides after eating 2 Big Macs, and it went about as well as you would expect.
I think I was there for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you were there 100%. But you and I were filming while laughing. Yeah, you were definitely there for that.
We were good at that.
Not a big wig. Hey, look, while we're talking restaurant stuff, and we were talking about our favorite dishes earlier, I got something the other day that I would never have ordered on my own. I was just kind of like eating somebody else's leftovers because I was hungry.
Solid.
You go to Texas Roadhouse, you get the beef tips with mashed potatoes and gravy. Bruh, that's banging. The mashed potatoes is really good, but the beef tips, it's like little cubes of steak. It's delicious. It's like meat and rice, but the meat isn't roast, it's steak. It was absolutely delicious.
Texas Roadhouse, not on my list.
Texas Roadhouse, top of my list.
You just made the list. Best brand / flavor of sunflower seeds. Coach Brickma from the north side of Chicago.
Heard he heats up ice cubes.
I'm glad at least one of y'all got that one.
Hey,
Coach Brickma, popping the sunflowers.
Marcus said Ryan's buffet wings were elite. That's something I've never had.
Ryan's buffet.
We've gone to Ryan several times. Never gotten the wings there.
I don't remember.
I would
ever
always be
eating
like
wings.
macaroni, fried chicken.
So sunflower seeds, currently stuck on the Chinook brand. I accidentally bought an entire case thinking that I was just getting some type of variety bag. I got a case. The garlic parmesan are a freaking hit.
That sounds good. Might need to borrow some of that.
You could have some because I definitely have a bunch. And Nick, you're gonna have to chat me up on this. You're gonna have to educate me. The David sunflower seeds, the sweet, what is it?
Sweet and salty and spicy and salty or something like that.
I thought I had sweet in it.
Sweet and spicy.
Those,
Sweet and spicy, I believe it is.
they're
that-
hard to find,
Yes.
but they are
I got
fantastic.
some on Amazon. Two something a bag. Get 10 bags at a time.
So I like Biggs Old Bay. That's old school. That's one of my favorites. Just tastes like crab boil. Let's see.
Old Bay.
Is it sweet and
Okay.
Or
salty?
in their long grass, bro.
It's
Huh?
sweet and salt. Oh, there's
There's
two.
a sweet and salty, and there's a spicy and
I never had the sweet and spicy.
the red and purple. The
There's-
orange and purple bag.
There's a big brand, and look, I see it at the truck stops and stuff, and I don't have the balls to get it. It just says across the bag, fire. And like, I know I'm gonna get this, and it's gonna be too hot for me to even do anything with it. But one day, maybe I'll get some and I'll bring them here and I'll eat them during the show, so you guys can watch me choke during the live broadcast.
Oh, the Scotty A.
Pull the Scotty A.
So Rocky Keefe says Bentley Wings at Hooters in Lafayette for the win. That's the place. Rock, what? And I know you're gonna know this. Judd, remember Judd, the manager there that did the cable access show that we got ran off on because somebody dropped the F-bomb there in one of the conversations. like to remember his last name. That dude actually went and started a wrestling promotion in Lafayette. I think it might have been AEW, All Elite or whatever. Prior, way
I think
prior.
it was AAW.
Yeah, that's it. And I remember they booked AJ Styles.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
they ran some pretty good stuff.
That's Rocky that you're talking to, the elite dancer on social media, Rocky.
Mhm.
Yep, the Friday morning dancer. Almost got him to come on. Almost texted him prior to come talk some LSU baseball with us if we could have got our phone line figured out.
Rocky, we talked about this earlier in the season before LSU was about to play Tennessee. Are we going to win the regional? Yes or no? If you're still listening, then is he going to throw one of the aces in game 1 of the regional? Yes or no? Let us know. Last question. Go ahead.
Oh, sunflower seeds.
Oh, my bad. I skipped you. My bad.
I stick to David. I got some other sunflower seed brand that's always sending me ads on TikTok, but I stick to David. Right now, cracked pepper,
That's good.
top notch.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
then there's the sweet and spicy. Those are my two, and barbecue. I'll never give up on my barbecue sunflower.
Old school barbecue. I feel like if you go, like y'all were talking about it, I feel like if you go to Amazon or if you like go to David's website, like I feel like there's a bunch of obscure flavors that we probably don't even know anything about. And I feel like we should probably do that one day. Find the most obscure shit that we could find on the internet. And
Yeah, there's some new ones, nacho cheese, and doesn't no.
Yeah, Case, you could throw them Old Bay in long grass.
Throw that in the long grass.
I like Old Bay, man.
Eric said Spitz Cool Ranch Dorito seeds are pretty good.
I don't think my chat's updating.
It pisses me off, by the way, that Spitz has went from 2 for $1 to now 1 is $1.50.
Yeah, I feel like that's the cheapo brand.
Freaking Trump tariff shit, man. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Last question on the list comes from Pierce from Central Golden Meadow. This is the old turtle bet. Nick, you're going to like this one. Would you take this bet if you had 3 shots from half court? 3 shots. If you make 1, you get $2 million. If you miss all 3, you go into the clink for 3 years.
First of all, jail ain't that bad. Second of all, I am confident. It depends on the building. Cutoff Youth Center on money backwards from half court. Salafouche High School, they have a speaker that hangs a little too low right in the path of the ball. I've hit some backwards half courts at Salafouche, but that speaker gets me most
Nick,
of the time.
If we go to Cutoff Youth Center right now, you're not making 1 of your first 3 shots.
I guarantee you I do.
Nick,
This All-Star
No.
season, Jacob just left. This All-Star season, I did not miss. I'd shoot it maybe 4 or 5 times during the season for practice. I did not miss
Well,
all year.
we're taking the show on the
okay,
road.
So, what word did you just say? Where was it?
Cutoff Youth Center.
No, what setting?
Practice.
Okay, I've seen you go head to head against Pierre the Pelican.
Beat him.
You made
beat him.
1 out of 50. When the
it
pressure's
wasn't
on,
50, it was
you
maybe-
crumble.
It was maybe
You crumble.
15 to 20.
You absolutely
Well, I mean, that's
crumble
how I
under
play
pressure.
basketball.
Exactly.
That's
That's,
how I
that's
play
where I'm going.
basketball.
There's no way you're going to make these shots. You're facing jail.
Been
3
done
years
that.
in the clink. Not
years.
not 5 days,
Wow.
3 years.
I mean, I'm gonna escape.
It sounds like it's too easy, according to what the
I'm gonna
inmates say.
escape. That I'm gonna just stay in New Orleans and try to
Just get some face tattoos.
How stupid is Latoya, by the way? Whenever it was
She's
down
the
to
worst.
5, she said, "Oh yeah, we got intel that all 5 of them are still in the city. 3 of the 5 have been arrested.
In
Not
Texas.
a single one of them was in the city.
Par for the
None.
course for her. for
None.
sure. So my answer, not a chance in hell. There's no shower spaghetti or open invitation showers in my future at all, unless we leave in Bex after a wrestling show.
God, we're gonna have to tell like the real story of that one day.
Look, we're gonna have some time coming up. We're gonna introduce some new segments. One of them is gonna be some shorts. It'll be some story time.
How close we were to getting arrested on felony charges and needing Tommy's big time legal assistance to get us out of it.
I might have to call 44444.
Oh, low blow. He's coming. Take back Caroline's mixer for sure.
So you got some answers on your LSU.
Yeah, Rocky says LSU's going to win the regional. Gonna probably throw a starter in Friday's game. If he threw Skeens against Tulane, he's gonna throw a worthy arm. Brock, another big baseball guy, says you're gonna see Cade Anderson on Friday. See, I don't know. I think he's gonna throw Newt on Friday. I do. I think he's gonna throw Newt, and I think he's gonna try to roll the dice.
When does that get released? That's day of.
Probably Friday morning. Yeah, he ain't gonna give it none of his plans away.
And what's today? Thursday?
Wednesday.
I have no idea.
All
what
right,
day
so I have no idea, and it doesn't sound like Rocky does either. But he said that the game's tomorrow and it's Friday.
Rocky-
Everybody's screwed up right now.
Rocky and I are in the same schedule.
No, I'm with you. I said this morning on the radio, hey, good morning. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. Yeah, it's not Tuesday. It's Wednesday.
No, but I know Saturday we have back-to-back games.
Yep. You guys going to that?
No.
That is all for our Mott's mailbag. We appreciate you guys so much for your questions. Stick around in the future on social media. Follow us on social media, and you'll be able to send us your questions. We are going to do this every week throughout the course of the summer leading into the football season. We appreciate so much you guys' participation. For Nick and Damian, this is Casey signing off. Thanks so much for listening to the Not Mott's Mailbag, brought to you by the Lafourche Concert and Events Club.
So anybody that's still listening, I don't know where we're going with this, but we got another hour. Nick has told us nothing,
Of course not.
and I'm not in charge.
So Nick got some little games. He's been promising us chaos.
Okay, so I got 2 little. Do y'all want to do them both tonight?
We could do one game tonight. We could get Rocky Keefe in here and get his org chart correct. He's been on an ass all
Would you
day
think
today.
Rocky Keefe would be coming next week? Because I could save that one and he would crush at it.
Rock, you got some interest in coming on the pod, bro, or what?
LSU's going to be preparing for a super against Clemson. Hell yeah, we're going to get them on next week.
We get it. Is LSU host?
If they win, yeah,
Six,
they're
right? There's 8.
they're all the way
8
through to
super
Omaha. Yeah.
Nick, can you grab me a bottle of water, please? I don't know what
Can
it
you
is.
grab me a Sprite, please?
I don't know what it is. When we start recording,
I don't know what it is.
if my teeth is too long or my lip is too short. Casey, we probably need to do off segment on this
Should be in a case all the way at the bottom.
because maybe going to that.
All right,
side.
let's do it. What the hell is that? We should have some bottles or some cans.
That's my sugar-free stuff. That's what you drink?
No, not at all. I was about to say it's right there in the front, dude.
Got some tall boy Sprites?
Yeah, I say it's like literally a case of Sprite right in the front of the refrigerator.
Bro, I know we had audio issues to kick off, but this is a nice piece of equipment.
Yes, it is. Yes,
See
it
if I
is.
can make this
We
through
thank,
this Halo.
Just short. I want to thank Tommy
Sorry,
for
man.
that.
Yeah, thanks for making us look like idiots, Tommy.
Tommy's in Biloxi. You think it's bath time yet?
I guarantee he scheduled his drive around bath time.
Ah, Tommy.
So what we do? Damien, you got a game or no?
I do not.
Let's do the boxing segment first. We do like
We have a boxing segment.
10, 12 minutes on boxing just to get that out there for them.
Oh yeah, with Vic.
Because we were going to get the promoter, but our phone line situation.
All right. Man, I don't know what it is this time of year when it gets cold like that. If my lip is too short or my teeth is too long, but man, my lips get chopped this time of year. Pooh, they chop. Need some Carmex, some Blistex, some Vaseline.
Very
Casey,
nice.
Tell me you don't know.
No, I do know that one. I didn't know the one last week with that old guy. I do know that one.
You didn't know the corn kid?
Nope. Hey, y'all know that the dude who makes Ton of Me News like still actively makes stuff that's actually fairly decent?
I think we got a feud against him right now.
Do we? We're feuding with him. What did he do?
Him and Bond got into it maybe, and
Oh,
When I started Walton Goggins,
something about using some type of something that the dude said he created. I don't know. It was-
so like Ball used like a Ton of Me New character in like a meme,
he
and
might have mentioned it even, and the guy got PO'd
so dude's a fucking prick, is what you're telling me.
pretty much.
Fair enough.
But I mean, he was good at the time. I don't know if this is the same.
It's Sam McCloud
Oh, you play for LSU?
in New Orleans.
This was so good at the time.
AKA
Oh.
Chocolate City
Oh, you play for Ohio State?
in the
Yeah, I play for
Louisiana
LSU.
Superdome. Ohio State, get ready. LSU fighting Tigers. We're gonna knock the bottom out that Ohio.
The same thing that I like to go to. Anyway, what you got, Nick?
Okay, you ready to go?
Let's go, champ.
You want me to? I'll just lead into it. Okay, are we ready?
I love that we don't know anything about anything.
Let me see if I can do it from here.
Am I gonna need to like
Y'all
write
talk
or
amongst
type
yourselves.
anything?
I'll write everything.
All right.
Y'all talk
So,
amongst
how about that weather?
How
Oh.
about this?
How about them
We,
Cubs?
we played this earlier. And I don't know. Y'all let us know in the chat if you could hear this stuff. I'm hoping we can. But I wonder if I have to go out of this. Let's try this.
Oh, dude, yes.
What the fuck? It's a mariachi band.
Brad Wells sent us that. So I said I saw this.
That is beautiful.
Probably go in the chat.
So when we went on the cruise about a year ago, in fact, it was a year ago right now. There was like a violin band, and they would play like music with no words or just like the beat or whatever. And every night I would go ask him to play Creed, and the dude didn't speak English. You're like, oh,
You should be versed in that. You interview people that don't speak English.
yeah, fair point. Thanks, jerk.
Gotcha.
Creed, we know Creed. Get out of here, then, bro. Like you're the ones that Trump's trying to get rid of.
All right, let's do. I'm sorry, I got off track.
I guess they heard it. Was their comment about it?
Do the
we-
boxing?
We live.
We are, but I think we need to do the boxing.
Yeah, let's do boxing for just a second.
We have some time in that first episode, that first segment. Behind the scenes, right here, guys.
And welcome to the group chat podcast. It is the guys here. We are looking to shout out one of our locals who's going to be fighting this weekend at a big boxing show, which will be held at the Metropolitan Club in New Orleans. Case just clear here, Nick Hebert, Damian St. Pierre. You guys are our local boxing experts. We've got a big fight on Saturday out in the city. Headlining that fight is going to be our very own South Lafourche's own Victor Hernandez, 13-0. He's going to be taking on Aldemar Silva, 22-27 on his career. Looks like it is a 8-round fight. Tell us about Victor coming in. Can he get challenged in this fight? Like, give us the rundown, Damien, of what Victor's looking at in the city on Saturday.
So just judging from the record, I've not seen Mr. Silver participate in any boxing matches. But from his record, probably a grizzled veteran, and we could look a little bit further into that. And judge his last 44 years of age. He's going the distance in the majority of his last few losses. He's lost quite a few straight. So looking like going to be a stay busy type of fight for Victor, which is exactly what's needed right now. I know he is looking for that next big fight, that payday type of fight that he could get in there. And look, at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. He's going to have to pull an upset. He's going to be the underdog on paper, but that doesn't always translate to being the underdog in the ring. Victor's going to be ready in whatever opponent he's doing. Currently ranked 80th in the world in his weight class. But talk about that event, Casey. It is at the Metro nightclub in New Orleans. It's going to be an awesome venue. And from everything that I'm reading online, they sold a ton of tickets.
That's cool.
So it's going to be an awesome atmosphere. I'm hoping we can make it down there. Our guy Mike, he's very connected there. I'm pretty sure he's the manager there. So I'm hoping he could get us in. We wanted to have Devin, the promoter, on, but our phone issues are not completely troubleshot as of yet. We talked a little bit about the card. You got Garrett Payton, 5-2, kind of that cruiserweight, heavyweight hybrid type of guy. Comes from the prison boxing system, tough as nails. Delvin McKinley, 11-5. He's the hometown guy. What is that guy's name? Junior Machado is what they call him. Real name, Elise Alves de Silva. Undefeated, going against Antonio Gates.
I was
not the
wondering.
Chargers wide
I was
receiver.
looking at that and wondering.
But that seems to be, as far as records go, the fight that everybody's going to want to see. You got a 5-0 guy going against a 3-1 guy. But the probability meter says 93-5. To me, that's not 100%, but regardless, Cody Thunder Ziegler, he's 0-1, but he's the draw in that one. And then young man Sheldon Valentin from, I believe, the West Bank in New Orleans, taking on Jose Caron, 2-1. Got a lot of good fights. It's going to be an awesome crowd, going to be an awesome event. I know they got a lot of down to buy people that go out and support Vic. There's going to be a lot of folks in there. And I could tell you from experience, sitting in one of them crowds in Biloxi, Vic wins, it's a freaking party, man. You got dudes that are trying to get in the ring, security's all over the place. Definitely makes it a hometown atmosphere for those type of fights.
Victor shares a sponsor with us. He is part of the Martins AC and Electric team. They do a lot to support him. And then we appreciate their support of Victor. We appreciate their support of us here on the Group Chat podcast. Let me ask you guys this. All right. So Victor is 13-0, and he has been rolling through a lot of these fights, getting knockouts, early knockouts. He's fighting a 44-year-old Brazilian who's lost, 7-8 fights in a row. This is an 8-round fight. What would be but look, I think that we would agree it would be probably a shocker if Victor lost, but it's a situation where in boxing, hey, anything could happen. So what would be an impressive showing? What would be a like, oh my God, did you see what Victor did? Is it a first round stop, a second round stop? Like what he has to do to leave that venue with his chin held high saying, hey, I did what I was here to do.
It really doesn't matter when it happens, but it has to happen. He's got to get that knockout. Victor's got a crazy amount of highlight reel style knockouts, and he's got to keep adding to his resume. That's what people want to see. You never know who's going to get that clip to be able to just have that next step in his career. He's with some really, really good people and are managing his career the correct way. He's got to get that next step. And we were talking about this off the air, maybe this weekend. Let me see, how old is Victor?
I think 26,
31
years
31.
old. He's older.
It's time. And I know, speaking of Christy Martin, I believe I did some stuff for Bayou Sports, interviewed Christy Martin, his promoter, and Lisa Howland, his co-promoter. They were talking about putting the gas, the high octane gas, so he could get some really good fights. And he's been in with some guys with some backwards records. And it's time to do that right now.
So here's my question, and you're on the same page as me on BoxRec. They already got him booked August the 2nd, 10-round fight in Nashville. They already got him booked October the 11th, 10-round fight in El Paso. It says obviously subject to change, things could happen, whatever. What do you think they're looking for in that Nashville and El Paso? Would it be another fighting a journeyman? Like when is, all right, it's go time. You're fighting a guy who, like, if you win, you're going to really shoot up the ladder.
So Nashville, you're not going to get a top-ranked opponent. Nashville, those we talked about it a couple weeks ago. That's Jimmy Adams putting those fights on, old school promoter. He's looking to make a couple of dollars in his pocket, get some folks some wins. A lot of those cards, I have to imagine that, and it happens a lot in boxing, the A side is paying for those fights. So his expense isn't that good, isn't that much. El Paso, that's a different ball game. In Texas, the sport is heavily relegated, and you don't get a lot of these backwards records type of fights because the promoters have to approve the fights. You go to Louisiana, you go to Nashville, it's very lax. But you go into Texas, you go into California, Las Vegas, the bigger commissions, they don't allow those mismatches to happen.
It's the Teddy Atlas thing.
Man, you're not fighting Roosevelt Hudson in El Paso.
Oh, Rosie.
Teddy Atlas used to always say, you fight somebody in Pennsylvania or whatever, it's different than fighting somebody in Alabama where you could, I don't know.
But it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. He used to get on his high horse and dog the southern states, and people have built records, and he's seen enough boxing to have a valid opinion on that.
So Nick, I'm asking you the same question. You're fighting a 44-year-old dude who hadn't won a fight in years. What needs to happen at the Metropolitan Club for Victor for him to leave that venue saying, all right, I did my job. I came here and did what I needed to do?
So, I mean, once he starts the fight, he could probably judge whether he could finish this guy off quick or go rounds with him. I mean, unless there's some kind of miracle, I think he's going to pull out the win. So if he gets an early knockout, great. If he can go some rounds and get a few more rounds under his belt and outbox the guy, then finish him off later, that's great too. But the guy he's going against, I was looking at his record, and this guy does not shy away from undefeated opponents. Since 2022, he hasn't fought anybody with a loss on their record. So he's got a 5-0 opponent, 9-0, 11-0, 8-0, 4-0, 12-0, 9-0, 10-0, 13-0, 13-0. So this guy does not shy away from talent, and you can't say he really goes too many rounds because he's getting knocked out, and he's going a couple of times. He's lost unanimous decisions and all. So I guess Victor's going to get in there, feel him out. If he can finish him off fast, always go finish him off fast. If he can go some rounds with him, it's not so bad either. But we're looking for Victor to pull out another win right here.
So let me ask you guys this. He did fight on May the 17th against Wusai Johnson.
Who we all agree could kick our ass.
Yeah,
Right?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, that fight though did go 3 rounds. Now I did watch that one. Victor never really like got hit or hurt, but that is a very short turnaround. Is there any concern at all with it being such a quick turnaround?
No,
no.
He's steady in the gym. He's doing the right things right now. He's got like I said, he's got a good team behind him. He's got his coach Axel Murillo, who's worked with some of the top fighters in the world at different times. They got him in the right mind frame. They got him in the right condition. I don't see that. I couldn't see. I didn't see the fight. So you tell me,
He never was in any danger.
Did he
Yeah.
do anything?
He almost beat him in the second round. Then he knocked the fuck out of him in the third round and got him out.
That kid's got some sneaky power.
Wusai?
No, Victor Hernandez.
Well, obviously, yeah.
That overhand right connects. That dude's falling.
So, shit, it's 9:45. I'm a little truth telling serum right now.
Go ahead.
My only concern, obviously, you got to win. You got to win in impressive fashion. It puts some pressure on you. Victor fought, where was it? I think it was in Washington against Shaquille Daly.
Yep.
Undefeated at the time. He's fast. Shaquille Daly was fast. Gave Victor some issues. I saw the fight against Kenneth Taylor. He's fast. He gave Victor some issues.
One judge had it a draw.
And some sideline folks that were judging the fight on the outside thought it was probably closer than that. One way or the other. So you still got to be careful on who you match him up with. So I'm assuming they saw Mr. Silva. They understand that obviously Christy Martin's done way more in boxing than us three combined, right? So she's got some pedigree and some knowledge of the game. So they're gonna match them right until they get to that big money fight that they're gonna have to take a chance. I think Victor's ready for that. It's go time.
Yeah. So that'll be awesome. At the Metropolitan Club this weekend. I'll be honest, I don't know that they got much tickets available. You're right. I think they've been selling the crap out of it. But if there would, like, where would you go if you're trying to try to see if you could sneak in there and see Victor's fight? Where would you go?
That's a good question. I would go to Brawling in New Orleans Facebook to see. I have actually looked around. That's a great question. I've looked around. And I couldn't find like a ticket number or something like that, which is kind of weird. But at the same time, I'm probably confident in they were going to sell enough tickets not to have to worry about it.
So we mentioned Nashville coming up. We mentioned El Paso coming up real quick before we kind of close out this boxing segment. Where's the most obscure place that you guys have been? I know you guys went with Zane to like Idaho or something like that, right? Where's the most obscure place that you guys have been on the boxing circuit?
So man, we could do boxing stories all freaking day. I actually I've judged fights in 3 different states.
Come on.
Yep. When Mr. Russell Nakhan was alive, he would bring me in Louisiana and subtle brag. I'm really good friends with Deontay Wilder's manager.
That's Alabama.
Yeah. He would do some shows in some wild places. There was in Meridian, there was this little place that he would do shows in, and then I can't think of the name. I want to say it's near Hattiesburg. Did a show in a
Rodeo
arena.
Freezing cold.
It was insane.
It was some holiday. I remember we were at the Fed Pond for some holiday get together, and then we left there and it was hot, and we got there and it was freezing, and these dudes are out there fighting outside in the freezing cold.
So a couple more that just come off the top of my head. We did one of my guys was fighting in Shreveport at the Petroleum Club, and it was a black tie event. So everybody in there is in a tuxedo. There were probably 200 people in the whole place. That was pretty interesting.
It was at the top of almost like a penthouse of a hotel.
It was pretty neat. And then another one that comes to mind was at Keesler Air Force Base.
Yep, that's the one I was looking
with that in the hangar. Mm-hmm. Everything was wide open. They had like Navy planes or whatever that is. Navy has planes?
I was
Air Force Navy planes.
The timekeeper for that.
That was pretty cool. And then
that is cool.
We did some random one in some park in Biloxi.
So how the hell did y'all get a fight in Idaho? How did that happen?
So just talking about making money and taking chances. I was pretty connected at the time. and we actually fought there twice. And the first time we went, it was Cleveland Quarter. It was his retirement fight. It was at the Quest Arena, and I'll tell you, that place was freaking sold out.
Come on.
And we put on an absolute show. That was a really good event. It was a top tier event. They had some Don King fighters in there on that card, and that place was freaking packed. And then the other one, the guy I was real good friends with would do monthly shows at the casino in
Coeur
Coeur d'Alene. You actually stayed in Washington, and they bust you to Idaho to the casino. They did some really, really good stuff there as well.
See, Vic is actually watching, or at the one point was watching, because he liked our live. So thank you so much for that, Vic, and go knock his ass out this
Yeah,
weekend,
absolutely.
dude. We're rooting for you, bud. So,
Absolutely.
and that pretty much puts a pin in our boxing segment. Go check Vic out in New Orleans, and we wish him nothing but the best of luck. And go support our local fighters. Anytime there's a bout in Louisiana, New Orleans. I know our guy Chad used to do a bunch of shows at Evangeline Downs. Anytime there's anything in the state, we're going to be out there shouting it out, and because we're big fans of everything that those folks are doing. So you've been listening to the group chat. We appreciate you guys' time on the boxing side, and we're going to keep you up to date on the latest in the world of boxing. Thanks so much.
All right, Nick, you up.
And now batting, the cleanup batter.
All right, y'all ready?
No.
I'm reading on Facebook, the lights are out a lot of places on the bayou. The rain is
Guys, if you're still watching, we are transitioning to
little
a
games.
little game. So can't really play along with this one, but you could watch. Okay. All right.
Let's go.
Hey, it's Nick with the Group Chat Podcast, and we're back with another little game. Today, we're going to have Casey and Damian going head to head. It's we're thick into the NBA playoffs, so we figured we're going to go with an NBA playoff type deal. We have a NBA spinning wheel right here to randomize the selection. We're going to alternate picks. So whoever the wheel lands on, that's the team. Damian has to pick a player from that team. We're going to have a starting five plus a coach and
Like current players?
current players
All right,
from
yeah,
these
okay,
teams.
fair enough.
And the
Ooh, there's
chat
some I may
and
not know.
the chat can go ahead and rate who had the better team.
Oh, so we're making a good team.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I
making
thought we
a-
were just trying to
good-
name players, but I was going to say, I don't know nobody
No.
from the Charlotte Hornets.
So
Can we look up rosters?
Okay, yeah,
so
okay.
what we're gonna do is I'll click this little wheel. I'll click spin. It has a spinning wheel on my computer.
I like
I'll
this
land
game.
on a team and say we can go paper, rock, scissors to see who goes first. When it lands on you, you pick a position, a player from that team, and then you can't, like if you pick a point guard, that's your point guard. You can't pick another. We're having a
Big heads or tails, Casey?
Tails. Yeah. All right, so I'll
Casey
go
goes
first.
first.
okay. So what we're gonna do is I'll click spin. Whatever team it lands on. Casey has a roster: point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, and coach. He has to select one of those for his team. And
All right,
then
all right.
after
The
6
only question I
rounds-
got, what position is James Harden? Shooting guard, point guard? Like there's some guys that
you can
are.
put them at whatever you want.
So
guess.
I could put him at what
Yeah.
position? Okay, I got you.
I mean, you can't put Wemby as your point guard.
No, I got
but-
you. I got you.
Okay, here it goes. First spin.
He's got an hour-long spin.
It's right between them.
The Grizzlies?
Memphis Grizzlies for
God.
Casey.
Damn it, I hate John Morant. I'm gonna go and try to find their roster and try to get myself out of picking John Morant. Stats, postseason stats. Well, they didn't.
You got Luke Kennard, Scottie Pippen Jr.
Scottie Pippen Jr. ain't bad. Jaren Jackson ain't bad, but I gotta go John Morant.
Casey
Point
picks
guard,
point
John-
guard Ja Morant.
You get Cam Spencer.
No. Wait. You don't pick from this team.
That was a joke.
Okay.
I don't even know who the hell it is.
All right. So Damien's up. Let's click
Is he good?
spin.
No,
Sound like we went to Duke.
Connecticut.
gotta get a little noise on that spinner.
We could add something. I'm gonna add something in there.
Damien gets the
Hey.
Sacramento Kings.
Sabonis.
Can I just put together a funny ass team?
Whatever you want. The viewers will vote on who has the best team.
Zach Levine, DeMar DeRozan, Sabonis.
Got Malik
Pick
Monk,
some-
man.
You got some dogs on that team.
I would like to pick Jay Crowder. Oh Lord, I get the worst team. Oh, Doug. Oh, I might pick a Tommy team.
Dougie McBuckets.
Give me Doug McDermott.
What position? Small forward.
I'm gonna take him as a small forward.
If I lose this poll, we know that this is rigged 100%. He just took fucking Doug McDermott with his first pick.
It's only gonna get worse from here.
Casey spin goes like a little lag.
Cleveland.
Dallas Mavericks.
Luka Doncic. Oh God. Anthony Davis.
Oh
What
Lord.
position?
Power forward. Kyrie's out. I can't pick Kyrie. He's out.
You got John
Whoa,
Morant.
whoa. Let me ask you, can I pick Cooper Flag?
No,
He's not on
he
the
hasn't been
team
picked.
yet.
Okay, fair enough. Oh yeah, Anthony Davis.
Nico
got Ja
Harrison might
Morant.
trade away that pick.
John Morant and Anthony Davis.
That's a
This is a
shitty.
terrible team.
I said I
team-
would
my team's
rather
gonna
Doug
win.
McDermott.
Damien's up, and his team is the Charlotte Hornet. No. It's still spinning. Yep, Charlotte Hornets.
Oh my God, got to take LaMelo Ball, dude.
Oh,
That's the only dude on the Hornets that I could even think of.
Yeah, this game is not as easy as I expected.
yeah. Give me Lamelo.
Damien takes LaMelo Ball at point guard.
Oh, they got that dude that helped that guy from Alabama kill somebody on their team, Brandon Miller.
Almost went Grant Williams.
He averaged 21 points a game this year. Brandon Miller did.
Casey's team is
Clippers, baby, Clippers.
The
Oh,
Denver
y'all cooked.
Nuggets.
Jokic at center. Y'all cooked.
Okay, Casey gets Jokic as a center. Not a bad pick.
Best player in the world.
Yes.
Not named
I've been
James
trying to
Harden.
tell you. Still haven't paid up from that bet.
Yes, I do owe you $10. 100%.
Of pennies.
Damien gets the
No, that's not bad.
Oh,
Kate
yeah,
Cunningham, dude.
Who?
Detroit Pistons.
I'm not taking Kate Cunningham.
You get Tobias Harris. The Pistons were good this year.
Oh, I see my first one.
Tim Hardaway Jr., Dennis Schroeder.
Marcus Sasser. That's not a dude from down by. Yeah, give me Tim Hardaway Jr.
What position? Shooting guard?
Yeah, Ball can run the one, Hardaway can run the two, or vice versa.
Okay, so Damien gets
If-
Tim
if
Hardaway
your
Jr.
If your daddy's a point guard, you a point guard.
My team is going to be favored to win this game by a lot. By a lot.
It's a fan vote, Casey.
Casey has the Brooklyn Nets.
Is it? Brooklyn Nets. It's not going to be Ben Simmons. Let's go to the old Brooklyn Nets.
D'Angelo Russ, Cam Thomas.
Ooh,
Drew
yeah. Cam Thomas, baby. Shooting guard.
I would have taken Drew Timmy.
Yeah, Timmy is on that team.
Casey gets Cam Thomas, shooting guard, Brooklyn Nets. Damien spin.
How did Drew Timmy average 12 points a fucking game?
You missed Reese Beekman.
Damien gets Memphis Grizzlies.
And I can't take Ja.
Jaron Jackson was their
Oh,
next
I need
guy.
to give me Zach Edey.
Hey,
Oh,
that,
five.
Center.
Edie actually is much better than what people.
Goofy looking motherfucker. Casey's up. Casey spin. We still have coaches and Damien has a power forward. Casey needs a small forward.
Yeah,
So I'm getting the small forward of this next team,
you told me I don't need a coach.
the Knicks.
New York Knicks.
So I'm picking between Bridges and Ananobi. Bridges, give me Bridges.
Casey gets Mikal Bridges.
Or I could have
small
got
forward.
Carl Anthony Towns because he wants to be a small forward.
See what's gonna happen here. New York's winning the next game, and they're gonna get the rest. And then they'll probably play them back to back at 8 and 9.
So Damien's got the power forward for the
The
Rockets.
Houston
Sengun!
Rockets.
He hates Sengun.
I'm not taking. Sengun. Can I take Steven Adams as a 4?
Dylan Brooks plays 4 for them. Actually, he's a stretch 4. Jabari Smith. You got Uncle Jeff Green.
That's probably who I'm going with. I feel like I need some more flavor.
Tari Easton, bro, LSU.
It's not gonna be a fan pick. Um,
Dude, the Rockets are
give me
loaded,
Dylan
bro.
Brooks.
Dylan
Brooks.
Brooks?
Yeah, I need a.
He does play 4 for
I
them.
need a wild card.
That's the shit talker.
Yeah.
The LeBron stopper. So I get the
And
coach now of this next team.
Y'all both need coaches. So
Can I pick an assistant coach on the staff if it's
No, got to be the head coach.
God
Casey
damn it.
gets the head coach of the
not the Celtics?
Washington Wizards.
I don't even think they know who their coach. All right, so let me go see the Wizards head. Brian Keefe,
Brian Keefe.
some dude from the Bayou.
I'm spelling it like Kev's last. No, it is. No, that's-
Keeefe.
I thought Wes Unseld.
Brian
That's
Keefe
so.
is
Unsfeld failed or said.
he is the Dennis Allen of coaches. He's 26 and 95.
He looks
for
like a
his career.
skeleton.
That might be your downfall, Casey.
Yep.
Damien's coach of
Give me the Nuggets. Give me the Nuggets.
Adelman?
Well, you can't have Washington Wizards too. No.
Oh no, we both have Keefe. That's the only way he can win a game is if he's coaching both teams.
It's fan vote, Casey. You'd be surprised.
Damien's coach is of the
Oh, he's got
Brooklyn Nets.
I don't know who that is either.
It's not Jason Kidd anymore.
Nope. Jordi Fernandez.
Dr. Fernandez. Jordy
My first guess would have been Steve Nash, but no, it's Jordi Fernandez.
Fernandez looks like an OPP escapee.
He's from Spain.
What's his record?
He coached last year, was his first year, 26 and 56.
My guy.
Okay, so Damien's team, point guard LaMelo Ball.
Wait,
shooting-
I'm going to need you to announce my team better than his.
Damien's team, point guard LaMelo Ball, shooting guard Tim Hardaway Jr., small forward Dougie McBuckets, power forward Dylan Brooks, center Zach Edey, and coach Jordi Fernandez.
We would definitely beat the Pelicans.
Casey's
Probably
team,
so.
point guard Ja Morant, shooting guard Cam Thomas, small forward Mikal Bridges, power forward Anthony Davis, center Nikola Jokic, and coach Brian Keefe.
If my team could stay out of prison, we'll be all right. But John Anthony Davis together, ooh, Lord. And the Mafia with the Jokic brothers.
There is nobody picking your team because of Anthony Davis.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's got Jokic. I'm sold.
I'm going to send that to one of my handicappers and get like a point spread for if those two teams faced one
Let's
another.
do it because I'm going to need the vote. How many votes more based off of 200 votes are you going to need?
So, guys, if you're in the chat, if you're seeing this video, vote in the comments.
See this?
What team wins a best of 7 series? Damien's team or Casey's
I'm
team?
going to fucking buy votes if I have to.
I got the first vote.
I'm going to
Buckets.
change my voter registration to Democrat and buy votes.
All right. Well, I'm Nick Aber, and that was another little game from the Group Chat Podcast. Thanks for watching.
Sebo? We could have done that same game where you just spin the wheel and we just take turns naming a player. We would have lost pretty soon. Like, dude, like when it landed on the Wizards, who I don't know nobody plays for them.
That could be another little game. That could be
Yeah.
Casey's little game.
Absolutely. You got one?
I do not.
No? You,
thought
you
Nick
said you
had
got
one.
two?
I got is Kev coming on next week? Because if he is, I want to save it.
He never said.
Okay. Yeah, we could.
Well, or we could still save it, and if he's in the chat, he can play along. Or we could run it right now.
Mark is voting for Casey. Tommy voting for Casey.
Tommy, I got Doug McBuckets, bro.
Do y'all want to go? Y'all
Just
want to do it right now?
Yeah, let's go. If it sucks, we just
Okay, I need to cast it at TV. It's the which one is back? Not back porch.
yeah, back porch.
Yeah, is the back porch
The
TV.
one in front of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
is gonna be perfect. You said we had to get out of here by 10:30. It's 10:03. 10:03.
Look at that. So Mustang text me. That's one of the last things that was
That's
the
cool.
crew right there.
That's cool. Who is this dude? I was about ready to say something very inappropriate, then realized we're still live, so probably shouldn't say what I was about to say.
Okay, so the people at home won't be able to play along, but they're gonna be able to watch the video when Damien edits it.
There's only got 3 people watching right now anyway.
3 psychos.
Half of the bayou is out of power from what I understand, and it's past 10 o'clock on work night.
Hey everybody, it's Nick Aber, and we're back with another little game from the let me run that back.
It's the second time you
Yeah.
did it.
What's this group chat called? The group chat.
You just said it.
Hey everybody, it's Nick Aber, and we're back with another little game from the group chat podcast. Today we are trying to guess sports movies by just a screenshot or a picture of a random scene in the movie.
All
So
right.
we got Casey and Damien going head to head. And we're going to put a picture on the TV. And first one to guess it gets the points.
Saw the first 5.
Okay, let me, Damien.
We have to get the whole name correct, or
You have to get the name of the movie correct. Oh, give me a little time.
Oh, here
Edit
we
this part
go.
out.
Here
did-
we go.
we did get
I
a
need to
shout out
uncast.
on the oatmeal cream pie sponsorship.
Yes. Big bucks for us getting that hauled in.
Y'all talk amongst you. I need to write down some stuff.
Freaking Nick over here. Never prepared. Shout out to everybody that has been listening today. See a lot of conversation on social media about middle school baseball in Lafourche. We got y'all. We're going to talk about that in a future show. I want to get a little more information about it. I want to see what needs to realistically happen. I'm trying to talk to some of the people with the school system. Did you see there was a play-by-play interview today with Richard Jones. Did you hear where he's coaching next year?
No, somebody was asking me that this weekend.
Vanderbilt. He's going to be the associate head coach under Leon Vio at Vanderbilt.
It's a good spot for him.
Yeah, they're loaded to the gills. He's going to do great. Brian had everybody on play-by-play today thinking that he was coaching with Richard Jones next year.
How did that come about?
Well, we said, hey, we're coaching free agent, and Brian was like, well, I'm a free agent. He's a free agent. Well, maybe we're going to go somewhere together.
I forgot who I was talking about that with this weekend.
So what time you guys are playing this week? I like that. He's playing Jeopardy music right now, Nick, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun. Are you a Jeopardy guy?
Before they went woke,
You went woke?
Yeah, say I don't.
could use Tommy's word right now.
Ah, I see. Do y'all think Aaron Rodgers would have been a good Jeopardy
I think
host?
so.
Do y'all think that there's a chance Aaron Rodgers is going to be the Jeopardy host next year?
He pisses off too many people.
Do y'all see that Terry Bradshaw said today on the radio, like he thinks it's a joke that the Steelers are considering Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Tommy must be drunk.
Probably so. How's Mississippi going, Tommy?
Do you allow your children to take baths in hotel rooms?
Or let me say this in a way that you'd be able to understand it. How's Mississippi going, Tommy? Tommy.
Tommy, you missed the audio issues we had earlier.
And the electrical outage. How is it that the first little game, we ended up with the 2 worst coaches in the NBA?
I want to do that again with college football players.
Hell yeah.
Like right before college football.
Let's do it. Tommy says Mississippi's pretty boring right now. So is our podcast.
Yeah, I was
As
about to
Nick
say.
is Nick is taking his sweet time here. Y'all hang with us.
It's late.
It is. It
And if
is.
you're still here, God bless you. A lot of left.
1,000+ people have viewed our podcast today.
we got 5 people watching there.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I'm going home after this, and I got a big NCAA game.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna post a picture on the screen, and Casey and Damien have to decide what movie that is. First one to get it right gets the points. Got 25. Are you ready?
I forgot we were even playing this.
I'm ready.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Miracle.
Casey gets it. The
I was
movie
going-
is Miracle.
We saw these freaking pictures already.
We should got a little heads up.
I was going Blades of Glory.
Number 2. Ready?
Blue Chips.
Yeah.
Blue
goddamn.
Chips,
I was,
Davey
I
gets
was,
the
I was
point.
thinking Hoosiers. That's not Hoosiers. That's Blue Chips.
My favorite coach ever.
Next one.
Mighty
Mighty
Ducks.
Ducks.
Oh, who got that one first?
Mighty Ducks
I'll
won.
be honest. He said it before.
Damien gets the point. So it's 2-1 Damien.
That was, just give it to Bodo. That was
Is that the first one? It is the first one. Huh?
And just
Yeah,
for
that's when he
editing
was
purposes,
shot.
y'all each getting a point for that. So it's 2-2.
All right, fair enough.
Next picture.
it's 2-1.
Sandlot.
Rookie of the year.
Rookie of
It
the
is Rookie of the
year.
Year, yeah.
Damien gets it.
Now it's 2-2.
So it's 2-2.
I didn't get the first one.
I got you 3-2.
Yeah, you up one. You got the second one.
Oh, Blue Chips. I forgot
Yeah.
about
Next.
Pete Bell. Celtic Pride.
Celtic Pride, one of my favorites.
Oh, yes, it is.
Next.
How many do we have? Ladybugs.
God, I'm getting roasted.
One of my
now.
favorite sports movies ever.
I got a
We
little
have
respect
25.
there, huh?
It is currently 5-2. Damien's up. We have 25 pictures. And
They
that
got an
was,
elongated game.
that was number
bro.
6.
I'm glad Kev didn't play this. We'd have been.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
25.
Like, Kev would murder everybody in this game. Next,
Happy Gilmore.
Casey gets it.
I was
5-3.
Shooter McGavin.
Let's please do a watch along when the second one comes out on Netflix.
Next picture.
Rudy.
Casey gets it. It's 5-4. Damien still.
Choke City.
I had that picture just in case Tommy was
That
on.
guy, the guy on the left, coaches one of the travel teams. That was
Who's
very
the
good.
small guy now?
Next.
Angels in outfield?
Got it.
Mm.
Damien gets the points.
What was the name of the movie with the twins? Little Big League? That's what I was. Yeah, definitely interested.
It's funny because this dude they call him Al because AL.
Next.
Rocky.
Which one?
3.
That's
It's not 3.
4. No, not 4. That's 2. No, 1.
That's not 4. Didn't he just beat the Russian right here?
I,
Giving the speech. That's a Russian announcer with the
it is when he beat the Russian. I thought
Yeah,
the
it
third
is,
one
'cause-
was when he
'cause
beat the Russian.
Creed's- Yeah. Creed's
Yeah.
guys in his corner right
So
there.
Damien said 4. So
Yeah.
yes.
I had it in my head. I thought that was when he fought the Russian, but I had the numbers wrong.
Me
So
too.
yeah, he got it.
I thought 4 was,
Yeah, that's
thought
definitely what that is.
4 was Tommy Morrison, but it's not.
Okay. Next.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. Damien gets the points. Currently, it is 8-4. Damien is up.
That is Caddyshack.
And that was number 11. Number 12.
Major League.
Casey gets it.
That's what you call a winning streak.
They're gonna blow it in the playoffs.
Love that movie.
Oh,
Giants.
Little Giants, he got it. That's us.
Damien
Yes.
gets it.
The
Little
guy on the right.
Giants.
The
100.
guy on the left is Mott.
I believe they made Al Bundy the heel.
He played that role.
He's not the heel. He's the face. He's got the loaded ass team.
Yeah,
He drafted
he's
well.
your coach.
Disagree.
Next.
The-
Von Erich.
This is the Von Erich movie. I don't know
What's
what
it
it's called. Oh
They did some-
man.
I hated the casting on this movie. They did Kevin Von Erich dirty.
Do you think they did Kevin Von Erich? What about Ric Flair?
Yeah, that was bad.
The family.
It's some claw.
Iron Claw.
Yeah, there
Damien
you
got
go.
it. The
Thanks,
Iron
Casey.
Claw.
Yeah,
Made the assist.
Yeah.
Damien's up 10-5.
I gave him that
Next.
one.
Moneyball.
Moneyball, yeah, he got it before.
Damien gets another one. Moneyball.
Favorite movie. Not like favorite movie, but anytime that's on, I'm watching it.
It's a good story. Is it real?
Eh.
Is it embellished a bit?
Oh, it's definitely embellished.
Not as much as the draft movie.
I didn't. Oh damn! I didn't even put that one on the list.
Good.
Number 16.
Remember the Titans.
Casey gets it. Remember the Titans. Next, number 17.
Hoosiers. That one was a tie.
Each get the point.
Yep.
Editing purposes, y'all both getting a point on that one. Next,
Rocky 1?
2.
2. Oh,
Nope.
no, it's what?
3.
Rocky 3. Thunderlips.
Oh,
I thought
Damien gets
Mr. T was 1, right?
no.
no.
Creed was.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
T was 2.
I got Apollo Creed and Mr. T confused. Yeah.
Well, who the hell? Never mind.
Thought it was Mr. T at number 2, and then Hogan 3.
Thought
Russian
Hogan was
4.
in. This is not a fight.
Hogan got fired from WWE for doing this.
I think that's 3.
In my notes, it was 3.
It is 3.
Yeah, it is.
As the return bout with Clubber.
Okay. So next,
Oh,
Sandlot.
Sandlot.
yeah, keep on getting it neck and neck. Anybody wanna?
Wendy Peppercorn.
Who got that?
He's killing me. Just gives us both the point.
One? Okay, so for editing
I can't come
purposes,
back.
both got a point. It is now 14-8. Damien's up. Next picture.
Oh,
Wolfman.
yeah,
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
Nope.
What?
Focus on this little dude right here.
I have no idea if it's not Teen Wolf.
Oh,
Well, I know the next one.
Me too.
Close your eyes. It's a tough one. I know it's a tough one. Seen the movie 100 times, so I know it. But I know it's a tough one.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
The Pistol, Birth of a Legend. The Pistol
Oh,
Pete
okay.
Maravich story.
Fair enough.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, Jerry Maguire.
Damien gets it. We're
I was about to.
15
What's
8.
the movie that was on HBO that The Rock made? That was
Ballers?
a series. Yeah, I was about
That
to say
was good.
Ballers.
Show me the money. Come on, Jerry.
Next.
White Man Can't Jump.
Very good, Damien.
I would have never got
I
that. I
couldn't
forgot
put-
that was part of the movie.
I couldn't put a picture of Wesley Snipes with his little skater hat or what's the white dude?
Billy Joe.
Couldn't get him in his little backwards hat. I had to.
Come on,
Throw
Billy.
y'all off.
Come on, Billy.
Okay, we're at number 23 right now with this next one.
We are Marshall.
Damien gets it. We are Marshall.
I never saw that.
So, dude, go watch that.
We
Yeah, it's
are.
a good movie.
That's a really good movie.
We have 2 left. Here comes number 24.
Bad News Bears.
Got it.
Yeah, he was waiting. We saw that one.
You
and-
called me in the first
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And the
Saw
last,
Grumpy Old Men this weekend was awesome.
the last one right here.
Very underrated.
What?
Walter Matthau.
Yes.
Varsity Blues.
Varsity
Got it.
Blues. Got crushed. Got
Back.
crushed.
Final
First win
score.
in a long
Damien
time.
19. No, that's not. That's terrible math. Yeah, it is right. 19.
It's a lot to not a lot.
Damien 19. Casey 8.
This better be the score of the basketball game voting also.
Hopefully, we get more votes than that.
And that was another Lil Game with the Group Chat Podcast. My name is Nick. This is Casey and Damien. Thanks for watching.
All right, boys, we done.
Say ball.